This is that fire. I be that guy. My click won't stop. I'm a beast, roll, die. This is that fire. I be that guy. My click won't stop. I'm a beast, roll, die. Had this on lock since day one. All I care about is family and my day ones. Money, power, and respect be embedded in me. I don't care what you say, no one is better than me. Melanin be in my skin, so the page watch. Middle finger to the eyes and keep the semi-cocked. I'm the product of Wu-Pun, Big Pac. We don't gotta be cool, go kick rocks. Only ease the mind when I meditate. Pessimist at first, now I float with faith. I just know I'm special like a 38. Either I'll end of a hill or see the pearly gates. You won't see me smile till there's gold in it. I'm just being real, don't stick your nose in it. You ain't trying to listen to this rose in it. You ain't trying to listen to this rose in it. Bottle of that juice and man, the Henny sweet. Bring the pump to your kid and say trick or treat. Test me, I'ma put you in forever sleep. I'm your antidote and I'm puffing on the remedy. Find me in the cut, test the melodies. Cause I don't like what they be selling me. I'm wishing good luck to my enemies. Y'all gon' be stuck with the jealousy. Tell them I said rest in peace. This is that fire. I be that guy. My click won't stop. I'm a beast, roll, die. This is that fire. I be that guy. My click won't stop. I'm a beast, roll, die.
I remember late nights eating rice, listening to Travo. Prisoner's perspective, that's the type of shit that I know. Brothers and my cousins spit down, you know how that go. Never prison, but I sat in jail before, that's how this shit go. I understood it's part of the game, right from the get-go. But I knew I'd get paid in the game, like I passed go. If money ain't your aim, what you shooting for? Shit, I sold the candy, kept the change back in 94. I've been a hustler for as long as I've been a ball. I'm 32, I need a meal by 34. And 2 years later, I need at least 40 more. I ain't talking shit, no, this ain't no toilet water. I'm just here to bring real back, restore the order. I'm just trying to win, fall back, spoil my daughters, and show them what it means to be their biggest supporter. I do this shit for my real niggas like Richard Porter. My stand-up niggas, not you weird rat supporters. You fucking up the culture, that ain't what real is. They need to nod out, despite they drink what the law is. I'm here to call the real shit, I ain't with the fraud shit. Lay it like a bad bitch, I'll show you what the law is. Nigga talking bar shit, I'll show you how boss is. It's about the wealth shit I can leave for my kids. A couple cribs, some properties, a couple businesses. And plus I gotta have it and it's called dispense. I gotta have it, need cheese like the government. Niggas losing money, keep waiting on the government. Shit, I go and get it, bigger cake like an Edmonds. I let a ball wear proud like a Letterman's. All my niggas real niggas, couldn't ask for better men. All we do is build each other, make each other better men. So about them, I hit your block and Benjamin. We hopping out, K's swinging like a pendulum. I'm Mike Epps, nigga, all about the Benjamins. I'm on my horse, Kentucky Derby like Lexington. He always on go, yup, I'm chasing checks again. Moving underground, dipping, dodging like a Mexican. Blowing on the pound, eyes chinky like my Asian friends. Got you niggas sounding like, damn, this nigga spitting shit. Had thoughts of ending it, but fuck a dog, I'm bending shit. Harder than the stealer, and I bust you like I'm Bettis, bitch. Tell you niggas catch up, dog, I'm on this fella shit. I'm on some other shit, I should run for president. It can't be that hard if Agent Orange can do the shit. I'm here to shake up the beast, they call me ludicrous. I ain't new to this, nah, dog, been moving shit. I can't quit, nah, dog, I'm too legit. Next great MC, I'm on my hammer shit. Hammers coming in peace, red beams and ladder clips. Moving like a savage for cabbage, I ain't your average.
Oh man, stop that. What's good? What's good? How is everyone doing? Welcome to a very special edition of Whack Ass Giants versus Jets.
Big Blue all day.
I say it the proper way, you know what I mean? How's everybody doing? Today we're going to be going over our first round mock draft, but we have a very special guest in the building, Mr. Troy Briggs. How you doing, homie?
What's up, man?
It's good with you, baby.
Been a couple seasons I ain't been back.
It
you
is.
know.
Put the mic a little closer, baby. Your mic is on.
We gotta do this a little more regular. We gotta put this back on
Absolutely.
the schedule. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. This man is official. Had me. I was telling G. I was like, this man is scary, man. You gotta be ready.
Shoot,
G
man.
had to pull out his son out of retirement. Pull his son out of school. All right, and then we need.
You gotta see all the scribbles in my book.
I'm underprepared for this today.
Man.
Oh, it's good, man. Telling people a little bit about yourself, your background, what you're doing, stuff you want them to know.
You know, I'm a little bit of a football connoisseur. You know, a football snob, if I even might. You know, right now I'm coaching the game. Coach a lot of kids, do a lot of one-on-one training. I played the game for roughly 20 years. No, I didn't make it to the NFL. I'm only 5'9", so you don't really get that far. But I did. I'm a football fanatic. Love breaking down X's and O's. I drink football the way a healthy person drink water. I promise you that. So, just want to bring the things that I think that that most viewers aren't aware of or don't know to look at when we start talking about how to identify talent.
So you hear that? It sounds like it's going to be official already.
Let me take a sip of this yak.
There you go. What's good, G? How are you doing today?
I'm chilling. I'm doing all right. Can't
Still
really
waiting for my
complain.
check in the mail, but we're going to
Oh,
talk
here
about
we
that
go.
later.
Here we go.
How's your day start off so far, man?
Rich. I was working. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm going off now.
Rich people stuff.
Hold on,
You don't even know who sing that song, man.
It's me.
You talking about Shaka Khan?
He
and
said,
shit.
it's me.
That's Chris Brown. But nah, yeah, just started out really good, man. You know, as everybody knows, I do Uber Eats, I do DoorDash, man, and that's just my thing right now, man. I mean, it's a good money getter for me, and
Yeah, y'all don't know. G pull up in the Bentley today. He just we're gonna go outside. We're gonna
Continental coupe.
we're gonna take that shit.
it's a little dirty, but I mean, you know what I mean. That's how rich people roll, you know what I mean.
Oh man, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
One day for me, one day.
Once again, if y'all not doing anything this upcoming Saturday, weather's supposed to be decent. It's supposed to be like 65, 70, dry. We will be at, 78, 79,
78
78
Johnson Ave.
Johnson Ave at
Hackensack
the
Brewery.
Hackensack Brewery. Come out. We're going to have like 4 podcasts there. We're going to be there for a good hour. Come out, hang out with us. Join in on the conversation like the guys who trashed G's Knicks.
I wouldn't say they
take the
trashed
mic
it.
from my man. He was
I
like, take the
mean-
mic from him real quick. Give me that mic.
Yeah, but what, they got 9 straight first though. Like, come on.
Nah. It was cool because like
It was good talk.
this is like one of those like real true Knick fans, and they're finally doing good. And he's going, and then the guy was like a Net fan. He was like, well, they're in 4th. We're up here. Look down at you guys, and
He said it's so bougie too. You know what I mean? That's what made it funny.
yeah, he just saw G.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Give me that mic, yo.
He said fair enough, but I said, you know what? I ain't gonna win the battle with this guy.
But it was fun, yo. Come out, have fun with us. We're gonna have the RNG podcast. They're bringing us out there with them. Thank you, fellas. We'll have the Butterfly Blackout. We're gonna have Grown Talk with Goddess, where RNG podcast is gonna be a part of that. And then we have the new ladies flavor at the table coming out. So I'll be out there with the equipment rocking out. So y'all guys come out and have some fun with us. Their beers are official, and we're not talking about like lightweight shit. We went there just to talk to the guy, and I had 1 beer, and I needed an extra 5 minutes before I got up. They talking about like 11% in they shit, but they not fucking playing out there, man. All right, so we're gonna get this, guys. Somebody said what? Oh, it is on IG, True Vibe TV. That's where we at. Hit us up there. The only thing about if you are watching on IG, it's for everyone. They only give us like an hour. I can try to re-log in. I think we're gonna go over an hour. But if not, you can go to Facebook, Darrell Smalls, or you can go to go to YouTube, True Vibe TV, and finish the show off there. All right, G, you ready?
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna go one at a time.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, it's we're gonna go 1 through 32. We have the picks, and then we have the analysts over there. I was gonna break us down, but I really want to spend majority of the time we spend for our teams, because we know a little more about that. So we'll go there. G, number one.
Well,
Penny Sewell going number one. I already know that.
oh nah. Everybody knows number one pick the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to pick is going to be Trevor Lawrence.
All right, so let's we're gonna throw
Out of
little
Clemson.
highlights of a couple of players in here, and I got Trevor Lawrence too going number one. The guy already has the playbook, so like that told you something right there. That it wasn't even a second thought, even though they tried to go there. But I agree with you, G. I got him going there. He's the best ready quarterback as far as overall size and the teams that he played and the conference he played in. So I agree with you. Troy, hook us up, man.
Well, I'm gonna start with you saying the conference that he played in. Let's not overhype the ACC. Like that's literally a one-horse race every single year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my man Mac Brown, in that North Carolina team, keep on progressing, and then we'll actually have a true team that could go toe-to-toe with Clemson in the ACC. But I'm going to take absolutely nothing away from Trevor Lawrence. I think he absolutely deserves to be the first pick. I don't care if you don't need a quarterback. You don't pass this kid. It's more the throwing motion for me, right? If you watch the highlights that we're showing right now, you'll see whether he's getting hit, whether he's rolling out, or whether he's standing clean in the pocket. He releases the ball as if it doesn't strain him to throw it, and it's got some zip on it, and it goes right exactly where he wants to go. There's just not too much talking about this kid. This is a no-brainer. He's number one all day.
All right. Oh man, I if he could have came out, I think his first year or second year he would have been the number one pick no matter what.
I think so.
He's definitely ready. And the Jaguars, the Jets Jaguars with the win losses, and the Jet fans are mad that they actually won a game, which just like I cursed all of them out. You know what I mean? It was saying something like that. You're really rooting for your team to lose, which is crazy.
Well, Adam Gates had to screw you guys one more time, so.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself. He truly
yeah,
couldn't.
First of all, that guy, not that he can't help himself. I don't think he know how to not to
No,
help
he doesn't.
himself. Like,
I mean, he's
it's
been
just-
riding Peyton's coattails all the way to a head coaching job.
The question is, how do you get it twice though? Like, come on.
Peyton,
I-
because the
no,
Jets,
I mean, no,
the Jets
Gates,
called
Gates
him.
with two
and
head
he-
coaching jobs. Like, he was atrocious in Miami.
It was good, Superman.
And
Thanks
was
for tuning
hired
in.
in New York and basically given the keys as a GM too. And he just ran that into the dirt. And if I see this guy become a head coach somewhere else, man, I may have to do one of those formal protests.
I feel you.
Like, this is crazy.
It doesn't even matter that he did actually go into a playoff game with the Dolphins against it was 1 year, didn't he?
Oh, I think so.
That was with.
But
I mean, what's
that don't matter now though.
No,
Well, they backdoored their way in. Somebody went on the losing streak, if I remember that correctly.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, he ain't really get it, but we'll leave that alone.
yeah,
We're here to talk about the draft, not about how terrible Adam Gase is, but okay.
yeah, I could talk about it all day long. All right. All right, number two, we got the Jets. Number two, G, who you got?
Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU.
All right, I agree with you. I'm a Zach Wilson too, even though I did not want it, but I don't have any choices about it. I think this gentleman does have a world of talent. And BYU had a very good offensive line. That's what everyone's not really giving them credit for. They had a really good team. I think that team was whole for 2 years. So you had a lot of people that were coming back. You didn't have a lot of people that were learning new positions or new players, learning new situations altogether. There's not really much to say here. Troy, take it over.
Well, I guess I'm going to start with this. I don't dislike the pick. I have to say that I think Sam Darnold could have stayed, and you could have took Penei Sewell here and started building an offensive line.
Thank you.
For Sam Darnold to be successful. Sam Darnold was not terrible. He was robbed of the chance to truly develop, right? Because he had basically nothing around him. Even Le'Veon Bell, who we all thought was going to be more prominent in that offense. You know, just really wasn't even given the ball as much as we felt he should have. But we also knew that when Adam Gase got there, Adam Gase didn't want Le'Veon Bell. He was just already on the team. So the same things that I love about Zach Wilson are the same things that I'm afraid of with Zach Wilson, right? So he showed continuous growth at BYU, right? 1,500 yards his
Facts.
sophomore year, or what is he? I don't even know if he's upperclassman or not, but in 2018, 1,500 yards. 2019, 2,300 yards, and then 3,600 yards this past season. Now, this past season, I think we need to take it with a grain of salt. It was a very, very unconventional football season, but the talent is there. I don't think this is a terrible pick. The kid throws the ball pretty fluidly, much like I said about Trevor Lawrence. It's a smooth, right, release there. You'll see the shoulders turn pretty good. You'll see foot placement is about as good as you could pretty much ask for a guy who likes to run or is as mobile as he is. He is more, in my opinion, mobile than Trevor Lawrence is. So I think it's a good pick. I just kind of wish that they would have continued their rebuild as opposed to resetting their rebuild by taking a brand new quarterback, brand new to this league. You know, college speed and NFL speed are not the same.
No, it's not.
College statistics and NFL statistics are not the same.
It's not.
So you're really starting. You're going to say, I'm choosing to take a step back in my rebuild as opposed to continue with a rebuild that wasn't truly off course. You just had a butthead running it.
I agree with you. I think what happened with this pick here, you know, when you brought Joe in, you brought him in after you allowed the other GM to do your draft, which was I was ready to burn every jersey I had.
That's so Jets, though.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You're not lying. And for him, like, now I'm fully in charge. I have my coach.
Yeah.
You know, even though Gates brought me in, now I'm able to pick my coach. And everyone said nothing but great things about Saleh, the way he, you know, made people with broken legs stand up. And, you know, if you want to fight for the guy. You want to get out there and give your best for him. And I think Robert would have took Sam Darnold. And like you said, like, hey, we got a left tackle. Let's get a right tackle. You know, keep this man dry and upright.
Seriously.
And surround him with some talent. We got 22 picks in the next two drafts. How can you not surround somebody with talent on any side of the ball?
I think I think that's them, you know, informally saying that, you know, we don't trust our draft process. Because I think if you put any other team in that situation with 22 picks coming up like this, like right on top of each other, I think that they would have kept a young quarterback who really just needed the benefit of a little more time and a few more pieces. I don't know why the Jets, but only the Jets would say, let's just start all over again when you just started all over again 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was financial also. Donald's on his you would have had to pick up his fifth year, which is $18 million. Zach, you'll get at a rookie contract for 4 straight years. So it was just like, you know what? Let's just start. We'll be able to grab. And I think a lot of things that went into this pick was the fact that we have so many good offensive linemen in this draft that you can pick a good starting caliber in the second and third round that you could just put right in there. And we need guards. We don't need tackles.
Not to be the condescending guy, but I mean, you give me the draft in the last 5 years where we weren't chock full of offensive linemen anywhere from 2 to 5.
I can't even argue with you.
Most of your starting linemen in the NFL, that's an easy thing to say. But
What's good, Jazz? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, most of your starters are, you know, somewhere between 3 and 5 picks, right? But you know, a lot of your Pro Bowl offensive linemen were not first round picks.
You ain't lying.
So you didn't need, you know, to be able to jump up and grab a quarterback when you had a quarterback who really just needed to get time so that he could reaffirm his confidence in himself. I think that Sam Darnold should be okay, you know, in his future. But
I mean,
we also don't know how much damage is done now because everything's new for him as well. Like,
it is, but that's the coach who wanted him.
I was going to say that.
Who wanted him in the first place.
Yep.
Matt wanted to come in, but he did not want to do. He wanted to pick his own staff. Jets was like, well, we already have a staff. He's like, no. So the guy went and got him. That showed you that he has confidence in Darnold, and Darnold actually has offensive freaking talent around him. And if not the top, I think, you know, his running back is the best running back in the game right now, especially when healthy. And then they got wide receivers.
You said you think. There's no think.
Well, no, he is. I'm sorry. He is. He's a beast. He's a beast.
Even the Derrick Henry fans out there, you got to stop. The guy, he's a battering ram, but Christian McCaffrey
Right.
gives you
He's a monster.
everything.
He's a
that you
Brandon
could ask
Jacobs.
He's a
4.0.
wide receiver coming to run every route. He's a beast. All right, G number 3. This is where I think we're going to start going crazy and
This
all
where
over
the
the
draft
place.
starts.
This is where the draft starts.
Well, I mean,
San Francisco's on the clock.
this
Who
is
you
this is going to be a pick that the Jets would have picked. Penelope Sewell.
got? Venezuela.
8 different games, Sewell did not allow the guy pass rushing against him to pressure, hit, or sack the quarterback. 8 out of 12. It's ridiculous. Not even a pressure. The showcase matchup tonight, Oregon O-line, Auburn D-line on 4th down. Burdell hammers in, and the Ducks score on 4th down.
Watch this left tackle now. Penei Sewell is the youngest of this offensive line, but he's the best. Just a powerful block on the middle linebacker. He's so quick and athletic to go with that power.
Huskies lined up as if they're going to attack. Micah Pittman, first down. On his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
And that's a 350-pound clean guy that weighs 330 that's got feet like a tight end, and it's just damage. Mario Cristobal says he's the best he's ever coached.
I'm going to do mine, and Troy, you going to do what you do. I have them picking Trey Lance at number 3. I think the fact that this gentleman sat out
this past season.
I think hurt him.
He played
but-
a game though. He didn't
Yeah.
play one single game.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think the 49ers wanted Zach Wilson like I want a freaking filet mignon and porterhouse steak right now. But he's not there. I think this would be the closest to a Zach Wilson-ish player to
I can
me
agree.
with the speed and the athleticism. I think it'll definitely fit that system out there, and the fact that they still have Garoppolo on the team, they don't have to rush him. They can sit him for 1 year, let him learn, let him do the a la Patrick Mahomes, and have him rock out next year or in Game 3 when my man gets hurt opening his car door. So, Troy, what you got for us?
First of all, I think it's a dual need for the 49ers. I think grabbing another offensive lineman is always good when you have a team built the way they are, which is defense first. Like that 49er defense does things that when you look at them on paper, you don't think that they can. So shoring up your offensive line, having strong offensive line play allows you to run the ball. And you just take the air out of the ball, and you don't have to worry about whether Jimmy G hurt or not, right? They also have the backup quarterback. Man, I just drew a blank on what this kid's name was. The one who finished out the season for them.
It's not Duck, was it? Was it Duck?
No, Duck
No, I'm
played
sorry.
for,
That's the wrong team. I
Steelers.
apologize.
Yeah, that's
I
my
forgot.
team.
I
would've
forgot
known
the
that.
gentleman's name. Yeah.
But anyway, the point that I'm making here is I think that the San Francisco 49ers will go Trey Lance. I hope they do. I like Trey Lance a little bit over Mac Jones, simply because I know I don't work for ESPN. It's not my job every day, all day to watch football, right? But I watched Mac Jones far more than I watched Trey Lance. And the one thing I can say, Mac Jones had a way larger window for error that would have been masked by that much talent, right?
Yeah, he was
around him.
surrounded with super
Now,
talent.
I don't think
Jeez.
Mac Jones is a bad quarterback. From what I'm given to understand, the toss-up in San Francisco actually has nothing to do with Penei right now. They're talking a lot about whether it's going to be Trey Lance or Mac Jones.
Okay.
From everything that I saw, I should say. I think I would lean Trey Lance here. I just have to reiterate something that I said off air. It's different when Trey Lance throws the ball against a defense that has maybe 2 guys who are capable of playing at the National Football League level, right, at the NFL level, and Mac Jones throwing against a defense that has 6 to 9 guys capable of playing at the NFL level. So I think you said the true key with drafting Trey Lance at number 3 is the ability to let him sit. He's going to need it. He's not Carson Wentz. He's not even built the same way Carson Wentz is. He's going to need that time if they're going to turn him into a successful quarterback. I'm not going to say turn into. I shouldn't say that, rather. But if they're going to expect him to be a successful quarterback, he'll need that time behind him, which is why I strongly believe they should probably rethink and take Penei Sewell because they'll have another year, maybe even 2 years, to find a quarterback, especially because they can run the ball. You know?
Yes, they can.
They can run the ball now. So you're only going to get better at running the ball and playing defense. Like teams win Super Bowls that way. They do. So we'll see. I think it'll be Trey Lance. I think the better fit is Penei Sewell.
All right.
Okay.
Number 4, G, Falcons on the clock.
All right. Now this might be a shocker. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it anyway.
Let's go.
I think for the number 4 pick, the Atlanta Falcons will pick Jamar Chase, wide receiver from LSU.
Ooh, boy, that boy's a problem.
Yes. I'm not saying that Julio Jones is on a decline, but I mean, I don't know. I think that I think this pick will be right up the alley for the Falcons because I really feel like they're in need. And not to say that Julio Jones is he's sucks or he's lost a step or something like that, but I think because of age and all that, maybe they want to go young,
Right.
try to get some young guns in there, just to kind of shore it up a little bit and get a little bit more firepower.
Okay. Nice. I think this dude is a freaking monster. I think if he would have played this year, he probably would have been the 3rd or 4th pick, or maybe better.
Hands down.
This is a guy who torched every cornerback we're going to talk about in this draft as far as how good they are, and they couldn't stop this boy. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, and he can run routes. That is a nightmare for a cornerback. Trying to stick somebody who can do everything he can do here.
That's a hell of a throw there, though, too.
It's all him. He went up and got it. That's the whole.
Yeah.
He went up and got it. All right. So me at the number 4, I have to have these guys here looking for the heir apparent. I have the Falcons selecting Justin Fields. Let's see if I think he's in here somewhere. Is he in? I thought I had you. If not, then I didn't. Let's see if he's up here. But I have them going quarterback here. Here you go, Justin Fields. I think Matt Ryan has 1, if not 2 more years in him. And to take a quarterback of this caliber, of a player who's not perfect, but can run, can throw, sit in the pocket, does have mobility. If you could have him sit behind a Ryan for 1 to 2 years, this will be a very dangerous player coming up in the years. Troy, what you got for us?
Tell me the last time Matt Ryan didn't play 16 games in a season.
I think it was his 3rd year. Was it 2nd or 3rd year when he got hurt?
Technically, it was 2019, but I don't think he wasn't hurt in 2019. But
Right.
you're absolutely right. It was his 2nd year, 2009, right?
Okay.
You realize that Matt Ryan's 35 years old, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that right now the best quarterbacks in the league are over 34 years old, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, except with the exception of Patrick Mahomes, like
Right.
the very best quarterbacks in the
Yeah.
league are over 34 years old. So why are you in the rush to remove this guy?
I'm not rushing, but I think Green Bay years ago, and even with the whole
You're talking about the Favre and Rodgers transition,
Rodgers, where you got an opportunity to get someone, get them, sit them, and that way you don't lose stride when it comes to the whole situation. And New England's a good example of that. It was the whole, Tom Brady's too old, he's this and that. And even without a wide, like I would have been the best wide receiver on New England year before last. That's how horrible their wide receivers were, but they still was compatible because of Tom Brady. And I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but if you can get a guy like that and have him sit, because at 35, you figure 37, even with 2 more years, they're not going to renew his contract.
I'm thinking 39, 40. This guy's going, bro.
You think he could go that well?
Look at Ben Roethlisberger now.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm thinking 4 years. That's a long time to sit a Justin Fields, right? That means you'll spend basically his entire rookie contract on the bench. Like, I don't think that system is ready for Justin Fields, and by the time they start acquiring the talent that they would need for Justin Fields to be successful, you're still 4 years out.
Okay.
I got a follow-up question now.
Yes.
When was the last time Matt Ryan threw for less than 4,000 yards this season? I'll put an asterisk on that, though, because I honestly believe that these quarterbacks throw for 4,000 yards so regularly because of the rules. Pass interference rules are a joke. But still in all, it's 4,000 yards. When was the last time he didn't do it?
It's been a lot of years he's done it.
It was the year after he missed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's about it.
So, again, what are we replacing Tyson. The benchmark in the NFL, we like to say, is 30 touchdowns a season. He's at 26, and 35. Like, so I don't go quarterback here. Now, I don't dislike Atlanta's offensive line either. So here, in my opinion,
Right.
the best fit in my opinion here, give me Kyle Pitts in Florida. Because then you bring back that old Tony Gonzalez-esque type tight end. You give your aging quarterback the instant safety valve. This dude is nothing short than Jimmy Graham when Jimmy Graham was his age. In my opinion, he may be a little better. He has more range. His catch radius is larger than what I believe Jimmy Graham's was when Jimmy Graham was this particular age. Right. Matt needs a safety valve.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. He already has wide receivers. He has
he needs
Julio
somebody
Jones
underneath.
and Ridley, right? Exactly. You need the guy who can sit in the soft zone. And with this guy, if you sit Kyle Pitts in a soft zone, that's what he does right there. He breaks away. He breaks away.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So again, I personally think it's way too hard to do a mock draft. There's just too many moving parts. But for me, I'm here today to tell everybody what I think is the best fit per team. I think that Kyle Pitts is the best fit.
I can't even argue with that.
Here.
You got me wanting to change my pick now. And like I said, with the wide receivers and running back they already have there, he would just make that team more dangerous. Because you can't put a safety on it. I'm sorry.
And you know what the crazy part is? I'm not even a Matt Ryan fan. I just don't think that's a necessary draft pick.
No, I agree with you.
If you ask me, Matt Ryan has always been the best of whatever you want to start the second-tier quarterback.
Right.
So, like, if you say the top-tier quarterbacks is the first 5, I don't really think that's possible for it to be the first 5. But then, to me, he'd be 6. If you say the first-tier quarterbacks is the first 10, he'd be 11. Like, I think he's the best of the second-tier quarterback. So I'm not even that high on him, but there's absolutely no reason to even start rushing this guy out the door. There's no reason to give him anything to look at over his shoulder. Let him keep doing what he's been doing for you for the last 10 years.
No arguments.
Throw for 4,000 yards and nearly 30 touchdowns. Let him do it.
That would make that team super dangerous because now you can't double team Julio Jones because you got a shade to the middle.
I mean, that's not kind of how those X's and O's get drawn up. You don't want no outside linebacker chasing Julio Jones around the field, right? So that means that outside linebacker is there for the tight
shade
end.
a safety or
Yeah, that's what you. But that's kind of how you want to draw it. You want an outside linebacker, to at least bump him, or defensive end to bump him, and you want the safety to ultimately assume responsibility of them, provided you're not going, to cover two high safeties, then you can't do anything with the tight end with a safety. In the box, you leave that to your linebacker. So you in theory still can double team Julio, but doing it, you'll pay a bigger price.
Oh, you ain't
because
lying.
I don't think there's too many linebackers in this league. There are a few, right? But there's not going to be too many who could run toe to step.
I think maybe one out there in Jacksonville because that dude ran like a 4.3.
Jack.
Yeah,
Miles
scary,
Jack is. And the thing is, to me, he still ain't bring the whole game together. But again, we're not here for that. We're here for the draft. So I'm not even gonna go down the road.
All right, number 5,
Miles
G.
Jackson, man.
We got the Bengals on the clock. Who you having picking?
Well, listen, man, Joe Burrow, if they get this guy, we just talked about this guy just crazy just now. I think they're going to pick Kyle Pitts from Florida.
Oh.
You think they're going to pick Pitts?
Yes.
That would be
What? A tandem.
I mean, here's what you have to understand.
Not only a tandem, but go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying not only even just the tandem per se. It's just the fact that how Matt Ryan needs that little help, red zone, over the middle, whatever the case may be. Pick up Kyle Pitts. You don't have that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So.
All right. I love it. I don't care. If you let this dude slide, I swear to goodness, somebody need to get fired. That dude talent is freaking ridiculous. All right, so I have the Bengals picking Penny Sewell. I'm sorry. You have your quarterback of the future. You just and if that injury didn't teach you anything, that is you need somebody to protect his blind side.
Right.
So I picked
8 different games, Sewell did not allow the guy pass rushing against him to pressure, hit, or sack the quarterback. 8 out of 12.
So I don't really have a lot.
Not on that team. Scary.
I mean, I don't have a lot really to go on. We all know what we getting with Jamar Chase, and in all honesty, the Devontae Smith smoke is just simply because Jamar Chase didn't play. But I like the fact that you put Kyle Pitts on the Bengals because I feel like their first priority is to get somebody who's going to catch Joe Burrow's passes. Although I would like to see a little more protection for him, it's going to go right back to what I said a few minutes ago. They could shore all that up second and fifth round. If you just go heavy on offensive linemen and then cut the fat in camp. You'll find your lineman there right now. Get this man somebody who not going to drop some passes, right? And let's see where that goes.
You can't tell a Giants fan about drops.
Listen, we got Kyle Rudolph now, man, so we all right. We shored up a little bit.
Like, he has to have his wife bathe him because he probably be dropping the soap. Like, you can't catch.
That's terrible, man.
He can't catch for nothing. All that talent, he refuses to catch the ball. I don't know, man. All right, let's keep it going, man. Number 6, we got the Dolphins. Who you got, G?
Fitzmagic is not a quarterback no more in Miami. So
Okay.
we got what's my man's name?
Tua's
Yeah,
out there now.
I always last name, but yeah, I
That's
don't.
why I said Tua.
Yeah, Tua.
No disrespect
So
to him.
we got to give him a nice shiny toy. So why not give him a nice shiny toy in the name of Devonta Smith?
You got Smith going here. I don't like it because I'm a Jet fan, but damn, that is scary. All right. I like him. I don't care about his size. They said that about the Cheetah. They said that about Steve Smith. Anything they could put a knock on someone. And I think a lot of these teams, they start talking bad about players so no one else will draft them because they want them.
Right.
But this is a kid who's been consistent every single year. He gets open. He can, and I think the most important thing, you put his football IQ together with the fact that he can run phenomenal routes. I think he's dangerous there. I think that would be a great pick for the Dolphins at number 6. I got Jeremy Wussel going here from Notre Dame.
Okay.
I don't have it. I thought I had a clip. I don't have a clip of him.
I think of that.
That dude is a man child. That dude is scary.
Wow.
That dude is very, very scary. And the fact that you could move him around on that defense, and they're already well coached. They haven't lost too many games. I think the only issue they had was trying to figure out should we play Fitzmagic? Should we play Tua, when to bring him in? And I think that's what hurt them last year with that back and forth. Because if you're going to play him like the similar situation with Eli and Warren, Warren, I'm messing his name up. Guy who won the Super Bowl for the Rams. Oh gosh, the guy who was the one who was packing
Warner.
Warner. There you go. When they started Eli, then they stopped him, and they benched him. Then they brought him back.
Oh, well, that's when Warner's with the Giants.
Yeah, he was with the Giants.
Yeah.
So, and I think this was a similar situation with the Dolphins. So, play him or don't play him. I know this is a little bit of a reach, but I think that's the best defensive player for the Dolphins. Troy?
I don't think that it's a reach in the different circumstances. Owusu deserves to be drafted in the first 5 or 6 picks, but this draft doesn't really line up that way for him. There's no way in the world I can see Miami walking out of the first round without taking a pass catcher. Right? It has to be a pass catcher. The question becomes then who is this pass catcher? Because right now on their roster, they're 1 and 2 is Will Fuller and Devontae. We know Parker could play, and we know Fuller changes defenses, right? But he's not. He's exactly what you described Jimmy Garoppolo, right? The guy who gets hurt, coming out of his car.
You don't want him. You don't want him opening no cans.
Which is the truth, right? So, but I personally, Troy, in my opinion, the way I view football, and especially because I'm a defensive coach, and the way that I try to coach my DBs and linebackers to make sure that receivers hear footsteps, I'm not sold on Devontae Smith at this level, especially at this high.
Thank you.
I mean, maybe in the teens. So, I may have to go with his teammate Jalen Waddle here.
Who?
Jalen Waddle.
And you know what? I knew he was going to say that because I was ready with him. Shout out to Mr. Washington. Thanks for tuning in. This dude's a man child.
I was in limbo between both of them.
The size and the ride, that team was stacked. Look at just running right.
That speed,
It's
man.
insane. It's insane.
Look look at this.
And have
it's
him with
gone.
to have him teamed up with
Devontae
Fuller
Parker?
and Parker.
That's scary.
That's gonna open it up a lot.
That is scary. And he can help you out in the return game.
Got
which just makes him-
speed.
Look at this. He's just running by people.
I feel the breeze through the TV.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
God damn.
No, that would be a phenomenal pick for them.
Yeah.
Definitely. That would change that team and make them even scarier. I like that pick right there. All right, G, number 7.
Okay, number 7, we got the Detroit Lions.
They gonna mess it up. They the new Jets.
You
That's why
know,
I'm so happy.
I love the new head coach. He is an ex-Giants. Dan Campbell, ex-Giants tight end. He's from that old school. You know, he gonna bite you at the knees and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got holes everywhere though.
Everywhere.
But the biggest thing, if you ask me, they need to shore up their linebacker corps. So I got them picking Micah Parsons.
Ooh,
Good pick.
ooh,
Good pick.
ooh, nice
I
one.
think they need that.
Nice one. I like that one. Do I have
And
Parsons?
he's an animal too, man.
I don't think I have Micah. No,
I'm gonna go ahead and save us some time. I don't
'Cause
dislike that pick whatsoever.
I was watching the tape, and every like almost every tape I was watching, I'm like, ooh, wow, damn. That's what it's crazy.
Would you be scared at his because he might, if I'm not mistaken, he only started playing a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but
And I don't think that's a
He won't
bad
be-
thing.
Yeah, he won't be the first or last player
Yeah.
that didn't pick up football until they got to college or I should say at least senior year. of high
Look at the
school.
tight end from the Chargers. What's his name?
No,
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mercedes.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, the basketball player. I know. What you're
Yeah,
talking about.
he
Yeah.
played basketball for like 4 years on college.
There's another tight end too, and his name slips my mind. Who's literally walking in from another country and another sport, and
I know you're talking about.
his combine numbers were out of this world. So he'll be a 6th or 7th round pick. Watch.
Okay.
So
All
that,
right.
I don't think that's a thing. Truth.
I
Is
feel you.
basically what I'm saying.
I feel you. All right. Well, I had them taking Jamar Chase here. You gotta. You let the Giants sign my man who I think has Galladay, who has
Galladay.
talent. Y'all paid him. I think he has a talent. You put him on a team already with some talent already. He could come up, but I think that, they definitely had to replace him, and I think Chase would be a good pick there. But listening to y'all, he ain't gonna be there when it come time, and I agree with you on that one. All right, man, the scary pick right here, the Panthers, because they already have their quarterback number 8. G, what you got?
Man, I was really like, sheesh. That was tough. I mean, because I'm thinking about the offensive line. Not so much about their wide receivers or their skill set players,
They're stacked.
and not too much about their defense because their defense was really good last
It's
year.
decent.
They were decent to me. They were in games.
As a unit,
Yeah.
yes.
They were
As
in
a unit.
games.
As a unit, yes.
So I mean, I was like, you know what? It's either I go either defense or offense. It was like a heads or tails.
All right.
So I picked offense, and what I picked up was, if I pronounce his name wrong, please correct me. But he's a defensive end from Miami. His name is Gregory. No, I'm sorry, I picked defense. His name is Gregory Rosenthal. Did I say it right? Say how?
I don't know how to say it.
Row,
I
say
don't know how to
how?
say his name.
Well, I'll
I know
spell
you're
it.
talking about.
R-O-U.
I can't, yeah.
SSEAU.
Mhm.
I watched a lot of his tape, and I just fell in love with it, man. I really think that he kind of makes that defensive line that much more stout, and he gives them a little bit more speed.
I think I got highlights from him. I'm trying to see if I have it.
And I kind of knew that was a little curveball because we didn't throw those names that name around between me and you. You know what I mean? So
Well, while Truth looks that up, I'll help
Yeah,
you fill
please.
out this time, right? I don't think that was a terrible pick. That does seem like a fitting pick because remember, I'm not here to do my mock draft. I'm trying to pick out what's available. What I'm doing is I'm writing down pretty much who we picking here, and then who's left, and I'm trying to see who fits where, right?
Right.
So it's not a bad, but I think that you just reached past a particular player that if your defense centric is looking to add to, is Patrick Surtain. Alabama's quarter, Patrick Surtain the second.
I juggle with that.
I can't.
I juggle
can't.
with it.
Especially
So-
with this particular cornerback crew. Though.
Of course, we got
defensive
highlights of
back
that
crew,
man.
They kind of. Like I said, they did perform as a unit because when you got Shaq Thompson and those linebackers out there doing what they do, you don't get a lot of time to throw the ball
And
downfield.
my thought process with that.
But when you do get the ball downfield, those guys back there in Carolina need a little help.
They do.
And I
They
think
do.
Patrick Surtain fits better, and I think you get more value at this pick. For Patrick Surtain than you do. I don't know how to say that name either. Rossau or whatever.
I was thinking of Junior Seau. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
When you were saying it, I was like, let me look up how it's spelled again because I don't really know how to say it. Again, this ain't ESPN. We just trying to give you some real, information here.
Yeah.
And then in the reality, that defensive back crew, and I lost the stats that I had. And I kept saying I wasn't gonna do stats, so I kind of closed it. But it's just some alarming numbers when you look at pure numbers, which I really do hate to do. You viewers out there could go back on True Vibe Media and find the old show I used to do with Truth. We didn't talk a lot about stats because numbers don't lie, but they are misleading. Numbers will paint the picture you want them to paint, right?
Facts.
So like when I remind you that a quarterback completes 70% of his passes, it sounds good, right? But then the number 70 is what sounds good to you. But if I tell you that a baseball player bats 300, that's 30%. That sounds good to you too.
Yeah.
So you can't get lost in
does.
numbers, right? So I don't like to do it. But I saw some really interesting numbers that showed just how weak. It showed just how weak Carolina's defensive backfield was. Not to mention, I don't think that any team picking after 5 who has true defense intentions is going to walk past this guy.
Right.
So you
The
think he's
value's
the
there
best
for
corner?
any team.
You
What?
think he's the best corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to think about it for a second, but then I was like, no, because nobody else comes to your mind. Like, there's holes in the kid's game. I'm not saying that he's great. He's not like Jalen Ramsey, right? And people don't know this about Jalen Ramsey. A lot of people say, oh, he's great. He gets interceptions. He knocks the ball down. There's 2 things that Jalen Ramsey has that you won't manufacture on another cornerback, right? And that's quick burst, right? I don't think he's step for step fast, but the fact that he could get into his 6th gear faster than just about any wide receiver can is great. And the dude could scratch his knees standing straight up.
Facts.
Which means once he gets up off the ground, not only can he jump as high as he could jump, which is pretty freaking high, I don't remember the number, but he sticks his arm out. When that arm goes out, and he's covering like maybe almost 15 yards, that he can knock a ball down from.
Got that
right?
wingspan.
And then you get very similar to that with Surtain, who I think is just a slightly less physical, so you won't have him, bump and run coverage
They
too
said
much.
you don't want him helping out in a run defense. That's what they're saying.
And I was also going to say that because his speed is a little suspect. His speed is
I mean, he's not the fastest.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's not
But
the
you got a
fastest.
ton of Pro Bowl and All Pro cornerbacks out there who don't run fast
definitely.
40s. The thing is, can you change directions and get back to 6th gear?
Yeah.
And this kid can. And that's what I was trying to articulate when I was talking about Jalen Ramsey. I do like to compare him to Jalen Ramsey because the biggest difference is the physicality, which, we already established. He's not the greatest tackler, but neither was Deion. And he's not going to when you see
Don't tell Deion that,
Jalen
though.
Ramsey, I'll tell Deion whatever. He can be as mad as he wants. When you see Jalen Ramsey put his hands on a receiver, you very rarely see that receiver get right off, right? So you don't necessarily get that. But everything from that moment, once Patrick Surtain slows you down at the line of scrimmage, then he can stay with you. Why? Because he's able to change directions or hesitate and get back to his 6th gear. His 6th gear don't have to be your 6th gear, but you can't separate from a guy who could keep escalating his level of speed intermittently as you're trying to get to yours. And that's how I see that.
I agree. I agree.
All right, well, I had the Carolina Panthers picking Kyle Pitts. I had him falling down. People getting coming down here. But again, he made me nap. But I think him going there would make that offense even more dangerous with the offensive weapons they have. And you got someone who can literally run by just about anybody and running down the middle, which means, you make the defense play straight up. Be scary. All right, G, number 9, you got the Broncos on the clock.
All right, the Denver Broncos. We just talked about them just a little bit. I got them picking Patrick Surtain the second.
Really?
I just really feel like their secondary is not all that great to me. But they need help.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I just think that Carolina beats him to him.
Yeah, you probably right about that too. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm right about anything. That's the reason why I won't do this player for player like you guys are, right? I refuse to sit here and say this team's going to get this team. I just want to tell everybody what I think fits better.
Exactly.
So I give you credit for being bold enough to try to guess this, because you know what else you can't really encompass? You can't encompass the time that it. I'm sorry, not the time, but the trade value, right?
Yeah.
Because at some particular point, let's say Denver wanted Parsons, and Parsons went off the board when you said he would. Denver may jump back 4 or 5 picks now.
Yep.
You know, so
You're right,
you
you're
really,
right. Yep.
it's easier to say, you know, who you think fits than it is to say that this is who's going to be drafted with the number 7 pick or the number 8 pick. Like it is. So I'm being a little bit of a punk. Y'all could be bold. I'm gonna be a little bit of a punk, and I'm just gonna say where I think the value of the pick is and how the player fits with the team.
And it was crazy because when I got to that pick, it was a no-brainer for me, man, because I watched that Jets Broncos game when it was a Monday night game, even though the Jets should have won that game.
Yeah, you want me to take this jersey off mid?
I hope you do,
But
especially because they ain't even the new one, right?
They don't deserve it yet. I
They
got
ain't
the
no
new ones
Mitchell
at the
and Ness
house.
either,
I ain't-
so.
I ain't bringing those out to the real season.
but it was a back and forth game, but the Jets was marching up and down the field on that defense.
Like it was nothing.
So
Like it was nothing. You was like, oh gosh, Gase is a genius. All right, so here I have the Broncos going Matt Jones. I'm sorry. Drew is not the answer. I'm sorry. He didn't prove that. Broncos is stacked on offense. I'm sorry. That team has offensive weapons. They have a good offensive line. For them not to be able to put up the numbers they should have put up, to me, was disrespectful. And this right here would be another Alabama for Matt Jones, where you're going to a team that's already stacked at the offensive position with offensive weapons, a good offensive line. I'm not really, they got decent running backs, but in this draft, you could pick up a running back in the 7th round.
Right.
That's how stacked it is. So me putting Matt Jones here, I think he would be able to hit the ground running, and it'll be a great fit for him, especially, again, when Troy talked about putting him in a situation that was already full of talent. Can he survive outside of the talent? Troy?
Here, I think I was looking down at my notes because the reality of the matter is I just got my mind changed by G real quick. So I think that the Broncos should go J.C. Horn, the cornerback from South Carolina. That's what I think they should do.
he's a
And
hot
that
commodity
was-
too.
I know. That wasn't what I really was originally going to say. So I'm going to go ahead and go on the record and say that your example was absolutely right, and it was something that I didn't think about when I was preparing for the show.
Okay.
And now that you said it, I'm like, they're not going to get the quarterback they want.
Right.
It's not going to happen for
No.
them. So if anything, get that defense ready to run the ball some more, right? Ball control, take the air out of the ball.
Yeah.
Play defense, run the ball till you can get the quarterback that you want. Your
This
defense
dude
is
ain't
close
no
enough.
joke. He's no joke.
Get the kid Horn.
Yeah, he's no joke. This is physicality right here.
I wanted my team to pick him up, but I don't think he's gonna fall that
He's not gonna fall
far
He's
to
not.
them.
I mean, honestly, I had him falling, but I with way things and everything's changing. This is a guy who he has it all. 6'1", he has the size, he has the speed. He's angry, so he loves to hit, and that he wants to put the hands on you. He attacks
Paws.
you. Yeah. He
That boy got some big hands.
Yeah.
Man.
He's physical, man.
He's physical.
Those are paws.
He's physical, like coming up and come here, punch the ball through, keep him in front of you. He want to come up, he want to tackle. Yeah, man, that's a great pick right there. Definitely a great pick right there.
Damn.
Yeah, that
You
dude's
should have
scary.
sucked a little more last year.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't wish that. I'm glad we are where we are.
I mean, hey, you did for a reason, but I think that is a great pick there. Definitely great pick.
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys up. Your favorite team in the whole wide world.
For them.
You got you got your boy Dak coming back from injury.
Yeah, so why not give him another shiny toy? I got the Cowboys picking Jalen Waddle.
Jay Wallow, put a little cut. Show him
Nice
right here, show him.
combination with him and Lamb. Bad.
Lamb.
So
I
yeah.
mean, as long as Lammy girlfriend ain't grabbing his phone, he good, baby.
Oh, that
was
that was
That was
classic.
hilarious.
That was
I
classic.
loved it. I loved it. Cause I don't know what was in her mind. Much like the girl. Remember the girl who was sitting on
Yeah,
the
like
guy's
the
lap and the
offensive
mom's
lineman,
pulling them
yeah.
off. I'm like,
It's
why
his
are these
moment.
women, like, what are you doing?
She
Like,
was
trying
like, "Oh, I'm thinking of the house right now."
like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. She can't wait to be barefoot and pregnant.
Oh my gosh. That's
I like you, man. I like what you got going there. Me personally, their defense was atrocious.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like atrocious. Me, I could have been a running back, and now I had 150 yards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm running like a 7.2. You know what I'm saying?
This man said a 7.2, y'all. If
So,
y'all-
you know what I mean?
like
Troy, you already know
offensive
I love-
linemen run like a
I-
5.2. This man said a 7.2.
I love my exaggerations. You know me.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
7.2.
So I'm not giving them a corner here. I think they can get a corner in the second round. I think this draft is full of good corners. I think they need safety help more than anything, and I gave them the best safety in the draft right now, and that's Trayvon. This guy is, to me, honestly, this guy is a corner playing safety. This guy loves to hit. He has speed. He's physical. And this guy is one of those few guys that actually comes up with some interceptions. So he's not just back there. You can put him closer. Look at that. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. It's not a small dude, man. This dude is physical. Look at this man. Like, yeah, come here. Boom. Get down.
And talk a little smack.
Yeah, like I say, he loves contact. You know what I mean? He's big, he's fast, he's strong, and he got some speed. And I think as far as overall safeties, he's by far the base safety in the draft. And you're not going to find this type of player in the second and third round. He's a ball hawk. Troy?
I don't really dislike your choice. I think that maybe 2 or 3 picks a little higher than where I would take him.
Okay.
But when I think about the Cowboys, right, and remember, I'm here just talking fit, right?
Right,
Not necessarily fit and value, right? I only halfway use Sewell, right? Because I think that Lance will be the 49ers pick. So that left Sewell on the board probably longer than he actually will be. But here is a team that while they were still losing per se, were very competitive with their quarterback who they get back after a broken leg this season. And the one thing that they have to do when they bring him back is be able to protect him. He shouldn't have been running that much in the first place for him to get his leg
I
broken.
can't even argue with that.
So if available, they take Sewell. Since I don't think he will be available, I also like Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern.
I'm glad you mentioned this. I'm seriously we're here. I know I got his highlight in here somewhere.
So to me, O-line first. Go grab some defenders later, and let's build a defense over time. We need the franchise quarterback to stay upright.
This is a guy.
If they pick him
who
up, I'm gonna
held-
be pissed.
He held the greatest defensive lineman to not zero pressures.
Yeah.
This is like the guy that you was like, wow, Trey Lance. He really held like no pressures, no sacks,
None.
none. And I can't even argue with you there.
He gave up 2 sacks in 2018. He didn't play this past season. He opted out to another opt-out, but didn't give up any. And only allowed the quarterback to be hit once.
One hand he's holding Trey Lance.
So
Coming-
that's actually just good technique against a really good long arm technique.
Yep.
So that'll go to show you, if there's any teenagers out here watching or coaches of kids, that's how you want to teach your offensive tackles to defend against the long arm, because that's, to me, is the strongest move an edge rusher has nowadays, to keep you from getting into his body while moving you simultaneously. And you just saw offensive lineman handle it in the best way possible.
I feel you.
Flawlessly.
All right, so for you guys who are watching on IG, I just put the company's website on it. That's www.truevibetv.com. You could go over there and you will be able to finish the mock draft with us, because IG only gives you an hour, so just give you a heads up. All right, I know you're ready for this one, G. You know what I mean? Number 11, we got the Giants. Sorry, whack-ass Giants. I got to say it right. I'm going to get that shirt made. We got the Giants on the clock, man. Who you got your team picking?
Well, look, man. You already know what type of fan I am.
You're a true fan,
I'm a Giant junkie. From back to 1925. I wasn't even thought of then. I'm a junkie. But I got the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, at number 11, picking Rashawn Slater.
Oh, you gotta pick a. Oh, okay, that was a good one.
I was in limbo because I really wanted J.C. Horn, but he's either gonna fall short of the Giants making that pick, even though the Giants really don't need to pick. You don't really need a corner, but he might fall a little below it too, because I think the Giants' biggest need is offensive linemen.
Offensive linemen.
We still got to build a little bit. We got a lot of Giant fans saying, "Oh, well, we still got the rookies from last year." Nah, bullshit. We can still build on that.
I'm sorry, I need to cut you off.
Real quick, shout out to Dr. HP McCoy. Say what's up, Briggs. If you want to finish
What
watching,
up?
man, go over to the website. We got multiple the tabs there. You can hit the Facebook or hit the YouTube. You'll be able to finish it over there. Thanks for tuning, man. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Briggs.
So one quick note though, Dr. Phil McCoy is my boy Steve. He actually did my very second show when we did the show back
Oh,
there.
really? Oh,
that's
cool.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
good, homie?
the way you tout me to people, that man usually puts me to shame. I enjoy going head up with him about what
Yeah, he
proper
was
technique
efficient.
is.
Yeah.
Trust me, this man makes me look like an amateur. If you think I'm that good, because I really don't.
You are, man. You definitely are. You are.
So I needed to cut you off because you said BS to your current lineman, and I couldn't disagree anymore. There's not enough land on earth for me to be further away from that, because that offensive line group, and you said it when you said BS, was young. Did you see them the last 4 games of the season?
Yeah.
So you saw what you got. So you're about to do to your offensive line what the Jets are doing to Darnold. Why would you do that?
Listen, we can have bookend tight ends. I mean, not tight ends.
Tackles.
Left tackles
Yeah.
with Thomas and Slater.
Mm-hmm.
Soldiers coming back, which is great, and I really feel like he's going to be more of a backup role. But from what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, the Giants saying he'll probably be the legitimate starter. And then we have the other, I'm forgetting his name, but he's from UConn.
Yeah.
And he progressed a lot. I'm not saying he's bad, but you can never have enough offensive lineman or defensive lineman.
Oh, you can, because traveling roster says you can only really bring 6
True.
with you. 7, actually. You could bring 7 with
True.
you on an away game, right?
True.
So you can't have too many. Somebody's got to sit on the side and wait their turn.
feel you.
But if you're dead set on getting an offensive lineman, you could definitely do that later, man. You could do that so much later than the first round. For a group that came on really strong towards the end of the season, I don't want to break that up. Most offensive linemen, most offensive line groups, usually are their best when they work together. Working together is something that just comes in time. And you saw it. You saw it from that Giants team. Week 1 against my Steelers, Daniel Jones was running for his life. Was that the game where he tripped on nothing against my Steelers, right? So he was
Turf
running.
monster, they call it.
No, that was against the Eagles.
The Eagles,
the
that's
Eagles,
right. I'm
sorry,
sorry.
you're right,
But still, you saw how much running he did. And then you saw him be able to stand in the pocket and throw the ball towards the end of the season. Now, my friends in my friend circle and our sports group chat, we have a running joke right now because most of our Giant fans can't stand Dave Gettleman. And I'm gonna be honest, when the Giants,
I'm one of them.
when they signed Gettleman, I was like, yo, the Giants trying to throw away the house. Like, I don't understand what they doing. This guy has shown me no reason to be. He's Adam Gase of GMs, right? Wrong. Go back through. If we could find a time later in the show and we can sit here and do it, I will literally go back to all his acquisitions and you'll sit here and you'll say to yourself like, I guess he ain't that bad. Because I'm not saying he made an all-star team, but he has not been that bad.
From this offseason this year, I'm starting to see a little bit. But I'm just saying, I'm
this year's a make or break. He went.
I don't even know why it's a make or break.
He was making it rain, and he brought some talent in.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
But
So
you know
from
what?
that perspective, yes.
When he first came in, a lot of acquisitions wasn't his own. And a lot of GMs, a lot of coaches, they do that. If it wasn't somebody that they drafted or somebody that they picked up as a free agent,
they want to change him.
they'll give him a chance for 1 year. Then if they don't like what they see, they get rid of him. It's like an audition. So I get it, but it's some of the draft picks he kind of missed on. I don't think he missed on.
All GMs miss on draft.
Well, they
picks,
do,
though.
but a lot. I mean,
But you know what's important not to miss?
Uh-huh.
4 through 7. and I don't think he missed a lot. 4th and
Okay,
7.
I'll say that.
That's where it's
I'll
really
say
important
that.
to not
I'll
miss.
say that.
He
Yeah,
really didn't.
I
He
agree
really
with that.
You're right.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you dead set on this offensive lineman, I would look to. I just had his name up here too.
What's the guy from?
No, the one from Texas, I believe it was.
Oh, it's the guard.
I might have him on
center
here.
combo guy. I know you're talking about.
Samuel Cosme is his name. He's a tackle, not a guard.
I got him in the
You
first
can
round
look.
too.
You got him in the first. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I don't disagree with it, but I figured he would be. If anything, that's a lot of talent that could possibly be waiting around in round 2. Like that kid packs a lot of talent that might be available in round 2. So sorry to skip you, Truth. But
No, you
like
good, you good.
if I was to go with the Giants right now, I think I would give them Devontae Smith.
You give him Devontae Smith?
Give Daniel Jones somebody else to get the ball to.
More firepower for offense.
I was so against Daniel Jones as a draft pick. Like Duke sucked. Everything around him sucked. He did absolutely nothing to stand out. This kid, what he did was he went and had a pro day that was freaking amazing. But we're talking about, the Underwear Olympics again. And with a pro day, where it's even different is that you're working with only people who you trust, who you've been working with. Right. And because he's a Manning camp kid, we're just going to draft him this
Manning
high.
strike again.
And I'm wrong.
And his coach.
And I'll tell you right now I'm wrong. That kid could play football.
Yeah,
He could play football, and he
Yeah.
deserves to be the quarterback at least 10 years. Let's see how the development continue.
Right.
He's at least 10 years. You keep him right there where he is,
I
right?
was at
Give
the
him a wide
stadium.
receiver.
I was at the stadium when they did the draft party at MetLife, and when I mean complete silence, I mean complete silence. Everyone's like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like, everybody's bringing their phones up.
People went on Google, right?
Like, who the fuck is
And
that?
that goes back to what I said about Trevor Lawrence. Like, don't give him credit for the ACC. That's a one-dog race. That's a one-horse race right now. And people don't watch the ACC. That's why they had no idea who Daniel Jones was.
You ain't lying.
And the other thing too is Giants fans, you got to be fair, man. It took Eli Manning about 3 years to get to but even though they was in the playoffs consistently his first year.
That defense. That defense.
Yeah.
That defense was-
that's
Yeah.
scary.
And I said to you
Still
guys
gotta give
3
the chance.
times so far. 3 times I keep saying to you guys, don't believe the hype. You don't always need an explosive quarterback right away. If you could already run the ball, get a defense.
And that's who
Trent
I picked
Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
with defense.
He was horrible though.
Doug Williams won a Super Bowl.
He
was
Can't
good.
argue with you. Can't.
There's 4 or 5 others that I argue about this all the time with, but we're supposed to be talking about the draft.
You get.
You're not going to win a Super Bowl just because you got the hottest quarterback in the
At
draft
all.
that year.
That's a good point.
Well, I feel like just put a asterisk on it. It showed you this Super Bowl draft with the best quarterback who was running for his fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Running for his
If you
fucking
can't
life.
protect him, he can't help
You can't.
And,
So,
and going back to the whole Dilfer thing, shit, they beat my Giants in the Super Bowl that year.
Oh,
Yes,
that
they
sucks
did.
for you.
Yeah, horrible.
'Cause then you
But
gotta
know
swallow
what?
the fact that
I
Trent
always
Dilfer did it.
I always go back to that holding penalty against
there you
Keith
go.
Hamilton
Yeah, there you
that
go.
set the
Yeah, you
whole
have
fucking
to.
game.
You
It set the
probably got
game.
it tattooed
It set
on
the
your
game
arm or
different, man. You know it and I know it. It should have been a holding call. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
got the Giants going defense here. That defense is fucking scary, and I think we're going back to the good old days where they put that defense on the field and they dared you to run or throw because you couldn't do either. I can't pronounce my man's last name, but I can do his first name, Ozzie or Az.
Okay,
out
I
of
got you.
Georgia.
I got you.
Oh.
Lord have mercy.
I got you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. We got
That-
some highlights here.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
this
take a
dude
look at this monster.
is a monster. And what my man finally getting in Williams finally getting in a defense or a defensive coordinator that can bring a good greatness out of him with his 11.5 sacks. You got this guy coming off the edge. Man, come on, man. That is scary. Look at it. Boom! Come here, Matt. Come here, Matt. Let me talk to you. You know you're going to pay this check. Dinner's on you tonight. You know what I'm saying?
And he got
Guy
double
got
smashed.
speed and power, man.
Jesus
Look at
Christ.
this, right around him. They got speed and power. He got a couple of moves. He's not like he's not raw. He got talent, but you put him on that defensive line
Made me change
with
my
those
pick.
cornerbacks and that safety you guys got already, and you guys got a slash safety slash linebacker already, and Peppers.
Yep.
That's scary, man.
So
Look at this.
here's the most interesting thing about your picks.
Okay.
He plays in the SEC. I'm gonna be honest with you. The SEC is not very offensive line dominant, and I'm SEC partial.
Okay.
Right. In fact, I'm a Georgia guy. That just so happens to be my favorite college football team is the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
Right.
This kid, 6 sacks in 19, 9 this past season, and that's pretty big in that particular
In that conference?
Yeah, you remember the kid Michael Sam was co-conference player of the year and only had like 11, and he got 9 of those 11 against like the nobody teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Ojulari is not in any way, shape, or form taking it. He's not grabbing low-lying fruit. He's dominating some of the best SEC tackles.
He's a problem.
And I really think that you did a good job with that pick there. I believe that the Giants should probably get another weapon for Daniel Jones before they go defense. But if they made that pick, I'm not even being a Giant fan, I'd say congratulations.
You gotta be slobbing right now, bro.
Dude's a fucking monster. And you put him on that defensive line with those cornerbacks that make the quarterback hold the ball an extra second or two.
Yes.
That's fucking scary.
That's what it's about.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Eagles number 12. We stand in your division.
Okay, another team that pains the hell out of me. I got them picking J.C. Horn out of
We got him doing the corner.
South
Okay.
Carolina. Yeah,
Show him for a couple
they
seconds.
need help with the corners, man. And it
Yeah.
showed, especially towards the end of the season. You know, they need to get that shirt up. But other than that, that's my pick.
I feel you. I
For the
can't even get
Sheagles.
mad at it. I can't even mad
For
because
the Sheagles.
that defense was atrocious also.
That defense was atrocious.
Literally, they had me playing cornerback there. It was just like everybody's running by me. Yeah, they couldn't keep up.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's when you look at certain things, you go into a game with the offensive mindset of what you want to do and how you do it, and you turn around, you're down 21 points already. It destroys that entire thing.
Right.
You know, that's how bad that defense was.
How Mike Tyson said it, everybody got a plan till they get punched in the
Till
mouth.
you get my you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Like Roy Jones thought he was just gonna block every punch when he still was hurt. He was like, oh shit, no, nigga.
You heard him after that fight too.
Yeah.
He's like, well, but you can feel it through
Yeah.
the block. Like, I'm like, I never boxed and I knew that.
I want to start throwing some jabs to keep his ass off me. Which we're gonna deal with. All right, I got them going Devontae Smith here. They need some offensive weapons.
No, you don't.
They do. My boy went to back.
They starting Jalen Hurts now, so you can't really say they don't, right? You
they
would
do.
want them to go ahead and
You gotta
grab
give him some
something that he
weapons.
could,
You gotta give him some
that he could
weapons.
work with.
Yeah.
I think Devontae Smith would be. I think he's gonna fall here. I think he would be a good fit there. They tried bringing my boy back, my Crippin' homie, but he keep getting hurt. He's a little too long in the tooth. But he's still proven when he did play, he's still running by people.
You know
like
what's
it's
funny? He's
nothing.
not even like on the active roster like the way they listed today.
Really?
Yeah.
So he might be a draft casualty after the draft is done. You know, a lot of teams want to hold players
Right.
to see who they draft, what they're able to bring in, and what players didn't get drafted they can bring in before they let him go. Because when he's healthy, he's still a problem. He still can run by people.
Oh, yes, he can.
He still proved that he still got that speed. All right, Chargers number 13.
You
Let's
just
get.
skip me.
I'm sorry, you're right because the last one we did.
I know because I cut
Yeah,
you
yeah,
off.
yeah.
You're right. I broke the rotation.
All right, no, you're good. Number 13, Troy. Oh, you
All
got
right,
the
so
Eagles going.
like I'm a little confused here. Not really confused, but I don't know what they need more. Right, when you have a
You
young
ain't lying.
quarterback, when you have a young quarterback, you want to get him weapons, right?
Right.
Now, we can all agree Miles Sanders, he turned it up. You know, last year he let you know, like, look, you got a running game, you all right. You know, the offensive line, they've been holding this thing in check pretty much from their Super Bowl win.
Agreed.
Lane Johnson's still there, Jason Kelsey's
Agreed.
still there, so we could pretty much eliminate that, even though we just established there's no such thing as having enough offensive linemen, right? I agree with that, but you could only have Buster when he suit up. Then I look at the wide receivers, right? Jalen Reagor and Greg Ward played great, right? They did. They played great.
They
Like
did.
the
Great
numbers won't
draft.
scream, but they played
Great
very
draft.
well, right?
Right.
So
Great
then
draft.
you got to wonder, like, so what is there really left to do? And I don't know here. So like maybe Brandon Brooks or the Isaac Sumalu guy, maybe Andre Dillard could be changed. So I was looking around and I was saying to myself, like, I think I might go with Moore from Ole Miss, right? Like
Ronald Moore.
They work the play clocks all the way down. It's Moore in motion. They get it to him. Moore in space. A burst of speed. A first down for Purdue. He's still going.
The tight end kind of.
Sorry, I thought that was
Elijah.
I think that was
Elijah.
Purdue. that you had.
Yeah. Elijah Moore is who I was talking about.
I apologize.
That's fine.
But-
I'm talking through my teeth because I don't know where to commit with this. Because because then my other side of it was a defensive lineman, the kid from Alabama, Christian Barmore, right? So like you kind of want to be able to swell a
All right, well, here's
defensive line.
Christian.
Oh, you got Christian.
I got Christian.
Yeah, there you look at that, man. This kid is strong and
At-
he's
at-
got
at
good base
200
balance.
some pounds, 290
Yeah.
some pounds.
Yeah.
Very freaking strong.
See, watch the base balance though. Like when he gets into a guy, he doesn't lose his legs. They
Get
stay
over
under him.
here.
He stays. His back is always at his 45-degree angle, and he can work with short arms or arms extended. Like
Right.
it's a pretty good thing to see. And as I look at Philadelphia's depth chart, I'm like you got Fletcher Cox down there and Brandon Graham.
They're getting older down though.
I was about to say right.
Longer than two.
So like.
Let me just-
Fletcher
Damn.
showed up in spots, last year being the old Fletch, but he wasn't always Fletch.
Mm-hmm.
Why not bring in the next one?
I feel you.
So I won't be mad if they went, Elijah Moore from Ole Miss at wide receiver. He's another guy like Kyle Pitts, although he's not a tight end. He really excels at catching the ball in short space, from a short distance in space, and then he'll go on you. Or you could just go get a defensive tackle.
Right.
So you don't got to find it now.
Was
We might as well move on.
Mondin his name?
Elijah Moore.
Moore? No, that's the safety guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have. I apologize.
That's all right.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. You're right. When you have a team like that, it's really hard to figure out exactly.
That Eagles team is not far away from their Super Bowl winning team.
No,
they're
they're
not that far away from it, right? Like it's just silly stuff happened,
Yeah.
And I don't really know what the meat and potatoes of getting rid of Carson Wentz really was. Shout out to my guy Brian Cameron. He does a Philly Sports Network podcast about the Eagles, and I was on there one day and I was defending Carson Wentz tooth and nail, and they still got rid of him, man.
I think it was the when you bump heads with the. I think this is one of the real few times that a team will pick a coach over a quarterback, and I think that's because the draft. Jaden looked like we looked like we got something here if we give him an opportunity, give him some weapons, and the fact that he hasn't remained to be healthy a full season yet. Because I mean, you got a Super Bowl, but he wasn't in it. So, I'm sorry, he wasn't.
But
So,
Doug Peterson is gone now, right?
no, he is. Yeah, they got rid. No, is he?
So then you went head to
Yeah,
head.
he's
with
gone.
the coach.
He's gone.
Yeah, you
He's
went
gone
head to
too,
head
okay.
with the coach, and both of you were gone.
Yeah.
What's happening down there at the link, man? I don't know. They need to get it together though. So
All right.
I probably, in all honesty, I lean more towards
Offensive
Barmore than Moore,
okay.
but I can see them doing either. I'm
right.
sorry, I threw everything.
Ah,
off.
you
I
good, you
went
good.
too long.
All right. Charges 13. What
Just
you got?
one quick question.
Yes.
Can I take the batteries out real quick and charge my phone?
Yeah. Take it out.
Gotta ask permission first before I got knocked
Oh,
out.
you ask
I
permission.
need some ice for my yak anyway.
There you go. Just plug it up, man. Sitting there with 12 phones. He ain't tell y'all that.
This, right? The rich guy.
Yeah, he got 12 phones. He didn't bring the other one out yet. Good. All right, so I'll start it off then. I got the Chargers going defense here. The cornerback I think it's cornerback. I think he is out of Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got his highlights. My man Farley out of Virginia Tech. I think they already got a line. I'm sorry, this is a wide receiver. Am I saying it right? No, it's a defensive play, right? I think they got edge rushers. You got Bosa, and you got Ingram. You still got Ingram coming from the other side.
Okay.
So I think if you could get them some help in the cornerback position, give the quarterback hold on to the ball for an extra second or two. You see this kid love to hit. He ain't shying away from no contact at all. And I'm a firm believer, man. You get that quarterback to hold on to the ball. Just look at his speed. Come here. Go down. You know what I mean? He got past him. That man was running another 10 to 15 yards there. So I think this would be a great pick for them to show up that defense. They already got their quarterback for the future. They got weapons. They got tight end. They got wide receivers. Go ahead and get this man the team some defensive help there. G, who you got?
Well, I went the opposite route with the pick. I got them picking up Christian Darren Saw. He's a left tackle out of Virginia Tech.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I like that.
That is a nice pick. Okay,
Sir.
okay. I can't even argue with that, man. I can't give you nothing. That was a great pick for them right there at 13.
Yeah, truth. I'm gonna have to disagree with you too.
All right, man.
I think you feel that way about their defensive backfield because Derwin James was out.
Right.
All year he got hurt, but they also have Chris Harris out there too, right? Yeah. So you got some leaders back there. You can afford to have slight drops in talent at the other corner and the other safety position when you have those two, at corner and strong safety. Yes.
Right.
So I'm gonna go and totally agree with you over here. We have to get us that left tackle, and I could see it being Darrisaw, considering that I already used Sewell and Slater, right? Well, partially. So yeah,
Right,
Darrisaw would be the next best thing. I agree with G.
I can't even argue with that because I wasn't thinking that at this position, and that's definitely a great pick. Can't even argue with that at all. All right, number 14, we got the Vikings. And at number 14, who you got, G?
Another. I don't know. It took me a while to
To pick this one?
pick this one,
Yeah,
man.
you flipped the coin. I said you put two players up there, and you flipped that coin.
But I thought about it. It works for them. What do they need the most? I mean, defensively, they're still pretty okay. I mean, they could have used some defensive linemen, maybe a linebacker or some more secondary help.
But we know they don't need wide receivers.
Yeah, they don't need wide receivers. But the most the most obvious thing to me was how the offensive line played last year. So when I see Kirk Cousins running for his life, I'm like, you know what?
Every play.
That's not a good thing. So I came up with Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
Absolutely. Same exact thing.
Nice.
Same exact thing.
You know,
Nice pick. Nice pick. I got it. I got his clips. Let's watch it. This is it's a big man. He got some moves. You know what I mean?
He's a nimble big man as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
he got some moves. He has athleticism. He still has a little strength. That's pretty good for a big man doing 40. Nice, good shuffle here.
Nice
Shows
balance.
athleticism, his speed, ability to turn.
Yeah, but watch him get back. Look, if you ask me, he needs to work on his kick a little bit, his feet a little too flat.
Yeah, a little bit,
you want to see that knee bend and get extended before it hits the ground.
Right.
But other than that, man,
Man, I like the pick. Have it here. I actually had them getting some offensive line help here too.
look at that. Took him to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the first step. Always watch the first step.
Explosive.
You see the jab on the inside to protect, position his body, and then just drive the man backward.
Yup.
That's where the pure strength comes in, right? Boom. You see the first step, bring the second foot, and then get into the man. He has total control. Like by far, probably one of the more underrated prospects in this
Definitely.
draft.
I would definitely say
Agreed.
so.
Agreed.
But Penny Sewell is definitely a better tackle,
Yeah,
obviously. But then Vera Tucker should probably have
All right,
been
so
mixed a
me,
little earlier.
I actually had Christian Darso going here from Virginia Tech. That's where he's from, Virginia Tech. Going to the Vikings here. They definitely need some offensive help, offensive line help. I don't care who it is. Even if you put all three of us at tackle, we'll be able to stop Cousins from running for his life. Who you got here, Troy?
I just said it.
Oh, you
Vera
said-
Tucker.
I'm
I'm with him all the way.
All right, 15.
Sir.
We have the Patriots.
All right.
Oh boy.
You know,
Yeah, shit.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. From here all the way towards the end, it was like, damn. That's why it took me up until like some time. That's it to finish the damn list. But for New England, offensively, we saw the struggles here and
They
there.
need some offensive help.
But the thing I would say is that Cam was hurt. So I mean, I really feel like Cam can make other players better because of his athleticism. I still think
What's good, Buck? Thanks for tuning
I
in.
still think Cam still got it. So I didn't go offense. I went defense, and I went with the cornerback. I went with Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, cornerback.
Okay. We just showed this clip. Okay, I like that pick here. Me personally, I had Jalen falling down to number 15. And I had the Dolphins. I mean, there's not going to be no quarterbacks here. Dolphins. I mean, the Patriots. Yeah, they went strip club reigning tsunami and free agency. by spending money, something they never do. But literally, dogs can catch better than the entire offensive help they had. So I had Waddle, them going after Waddle here, that monster from Alabama. I think that was, as much as I wouldn't want to see him. I think that he'll definitely be able to be a good pick here. Troy.
All right. So let me start with fit because I started stumbling on my words almost instantly, right? Because I think I know what the Patriots are going to do, especially if this draft shakes out the way that we think is going to go.
Right.
I'm almost sure they're going to take Mac Jones. I don't know why I feel so
You think
confident.
he'll go there? Yeah.
If he's there,
they're taking it.
it's so Belichick. It's the same situation. Mac Jones has lived the life that Tom Brady has lived up to this point. You know, a year or two at Ohio State, can't get on the field, right? Goes down to Alabama first year, second year, still can't get on the field. Finally gets his chance. He actually did more than what Tom Brady did when he got his chance. Yeah. And I'm not saying winning the national championship. There was some plays in that Alabama team won some games because Mac Jones made the right play, because he executed perfectly. If he is available, I see, Bill Belichick's, Tom Brady 2.0 right in front of his face, and I don't think he passes that up. But that's what I think. Now, fit-wise, they got to go defensive line. Let me just tell you the Patriots linebackers, right? Weak side linebacker, outside linebacker is Matt Judon. You got Juwan Bentley and Donta Hightower in the middle, and Kyle Van Noy on the strong side of outside linebacker, right? You got Stephon Gilmore at one cornerback and J.C. Jackson, who is at the other cornerback, right? You still have Devin McCourty at free safety, right? And then Adrian Phillips is the other safety. So while you do have room to add a DB, what don't you have? A defensive line. Because Henry Anderson and Godcho and Guy are guys who are just, they do their job. Yeah. They do. They'll get you a play here and there. If you could change that, though, then you go Aleem McNeil at NC State and get you a defensive lineman who either forces a double team block or can make a play at the first level. Okay. So fit-wise, I think defensive lineman, he will not. I don't think.
What's the name again?
Aleem McNeil. Sorry, because I was about to say something else about Mac Jones.
There we go. Got him.
Yo, you actually got him. Look at that. So you get McNeil to force a double team and get those linebackers even more free. Did you hear that linebacker list? Do I have to say it again?
Yeah.
Judon, Bentley, Hightower, and Van Noy. What you need is for offensive linemen to not be so aggressive and get into the second level to block them. And then you got a hell of a fucking defense.
Yeah.
And I hate that curse. I ain't really want to curse.
Nah,
I want to be
good.
professional. But still, like, take a defensive lineman, please. I would bet a substantial amount of money, enough money to set me back in all my life's bills, that if Matt Jones is available, Bill Belichick's going to take Matt Jones.
Yeah, it's
Mac
definitely
Jones.
gonna happen.
It's like, but that's the guy I feel is the fit.
I can roll with that.
Strong, got a little speed, cause a little disruption up the middle. Got
Solid,
some size
man.
to him. Definitely. That's a good pick there. Definitely a good pick there. All right, so we got Cardinals number 16.
Okay, it's Cardinals, Arizona. I got them going on. I picked the defensive side. I got them picking a linebacker out of Georgia, and his name is Aziz
Yeah, that was the one that
Ajulari.
Truth picked him a few picks back. I think Truth put him on your Giants, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't- that dude's a monster.
he
I'm
is.
sorry.
He's a monster.
He's a man.
I'm-
Child.
And I switched my pick now, so I'm hoping he comes to the Giants. Let's go, Gettleman.
I feel you. All right, so I got the Cardinals going defense also. I think they're pretty much set at the offensive side of the ball. My problem with them is they got into way too many shootouts.
Okay.
Way too many shootouts. So once you start stepping into that venture, you want to start putting some people on defense here. And I thought I had his clip. I do have them, and I have them taking. Was it Avi Okune? I'm gonna jack his name up. I apologize.
Yeah, well, I
Look
mean,
at
we
that
all
big
jacking
man
up
moving
names.
like that.
Yeah.
That big man's not supposed to be moving like that. Catching that man coming out on that route right there. I see them happen to go defense, and I think he's the best defensive player. Look at this, man. Get off of me. Get out of here. And it's not just like he's going to be going crazy sacks and all. What he did, he stood that offensive lineman up.
That's what I was saying about McNeil.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you have to force at least a second lineman to look at him, right?
Right,
Like you
right.
stop the offensive line's ability to get to the second level and block, and you also create one-on-one situations in the pass rush when you have a guy like that.
Yes.
That's exactly what he's doing. When you get into him, into an offensive lineman, and you force him to stop and acknowledge you're there, and hopefully get some help from another guy, you just make strides for the defense, man. It makes linebackers' lives a lot
And
easier.
see what he's doing here, people. He's literally holding that offensive lineman up, and once that running back makes his decision, then he goes and makes the tackle. He's just holding that guy in front of him and then go and make the tackle instead of being driven back.
That's pad level and strength right there, right? To
Yes,
be able
sir.
to do that
Yes.
means you're lower than your opponent and you have enough strength to hold him in the spot. And then after that, you just read and react.
Right.
Definitely.
I just want to piggyback off you both of y'all because a lot of football fans, with their teams respectively, they'll say, well, he's not getting a lot of sacks. Everything that you guys just said, he's setting up the next man to make the play.
Yeah.
Like the same thing with Williams when Williams was with the Jets.
Yeah, Leonard Williams. Yeah.
They're saying, oh, he was
Same
a,
thing
he was a
with Rashawn
bust.
Gary.
Yeah, he was a bust. He actually had a good year with us last year, but still. He still gets the quarterback hurries. He still penetrates the line. You want to see that out of your defensive line.
Greatest example of that was one of the greatest middle linebackers from Baltimore. You know, once they had that, oh gosh.
You talking about Ray Lewis?
Ray Lewis. When he had that big man in the middle.
Tony Saragusa?
Yep.
Yeah, he had that big man in the middle to hold that offensive lineman that bay that gave him the freedom to go do what he got to do.
He did what he wanted.
Yeah, to do what he wanted, go up there and make those tackles. So, yeah, he definitely gets a defensive
He
tackle.
didn't have Tony very long, but then I forgot the next one. Yeah, you're right. Baltimore did. They did a great job at keeping a nose tackle so big and so powerful that you had to stay off of Ray. You're right. They did do a great job at that. My Steelers did it too. We had big Casey Hampton. You know, we had
Facts.
middle linebackers roaming all over the place
Right.
because it always took two guys to deal with Casey.
Who you got, homie? Cardinals. Number 16. Who we got left?
So when I look at this Cardinal team, right, I don't know that they should think anything other than offensive line, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray ran a lot, and he's already short and can't really see. Like, he's shorter than Drew Brees. Like, and as soon as he gets a blockage, he's gonna try to run. Right, like when there's a crowd in front of him, he's gonna try to run simply because he can't see. And he's not gonna chuck the ball up. He's a professional. He knows better than that. So he's gonna try to roll
What's good,
somewhere
Josh?
to get
Thanks
more.
for tuning in.
He's going to try to roll somewhere where he could get to see more. And so I looked at the defense, and, you know, they just added J.J. Watt, who I no longer think is an every down
right.
defensive lineman, but he's there. Leaky Fotu behind him is actually a really good player, in my opinion. Then they got Rashard Lawrence at nose and Zach Allen at one edge. Chandler Jones at the other, if he could keep himself out of trouble and clean. You got Jordan Hicks, Isaiah Simmons at the right inside linebacker, right? And then you start to count your Buda Bakers and Malcolm Butlers in the back, right?
Right.
Okay. So for that, you have to turn around and look at the offense because it's not to me, in my opinion, with that defense, it's not an absolute need to go there first unless the player is just too good and you can't believe he fell this far is when you take him. Then when you go to the offense, you got Kyler Murray at quarterback, and then you got Chase Edmonds at running back with the newly acquired James Conner, right? DeAndre Hopkins is on one side, A.J. Green's on the other. We know what Hopkins can do. We know what A.J. Green's like when he's healthy, right? You got Christian Kirk in the slot. Yeah. Like what are we talking about, you know, as far as offensive talent? We're talking about a quarterback who can't find enough time and space to throw.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, right? A quarterback that, I'm be honest with you, I'm not so really can throw, in all honesty. Like, I'm not saying that he can't throw a football, but, you know, under the live circumstances of a play, over those 3 to 5 seconds that an NFL play lasts, too much is happening. You don't just get to stand there and toss it like you're, you know, in your backyard with your son, you know? So can you throw the ball? The best way to find out is to get this guy some protection. So I put a name down here that I don't know if you have film on. His name's Wyatt Davis. He played at Ohio State University. He's an interior offensive lineman, somebody who could work both sides of the guard position. You know,
What's the name again? Davis?
Wyatt Davis.
Yeah,
Wyatt.
I think I have him.
All right. So, unfortunately, you guys gonna have to go and find your own film. But I think that Wyatt Davis in the middle, you know, because Justin Pugh is one of their guards, and he's pretty good. Yeah. Justin Murray is the one who I think that Davis could beat out. Beacham's a pretty good tackle.
Yes, he is.
And DJ Humphries does his job. So get you a guard, maybe a center, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know much about Rodney Hudson. And for me to not know much about Rodney Hudson doesn't make me believe that Rodney Hudson is a long-term center solution. And, maybe Wyatt could snap the ball, too. I don't know that he can't. I'll put it that way.
Give me 1 second, Troy. So McCoy comes in and says he believes the Cardinals will have the biggest drop-off in the NFC. He says they lost Drake and they lost A.J. Green. He also says they still have horses on the offensive line. They still don't have offense, so I guess he agrees with
Yeah,
me
yeah,
on
he's
that
saying
one.
the same thing I say. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're still watching Dr. McCoy, what do you think about the Wyatt Davis Ohio State pick? We'll get back to that after we do this next round. This next pick.
All right, so number 17, we got the Raiders, baby.
Yeah, I got the Raiders. I'm gonna give the Raiders fans some offensive help. We're gonna go with an offensive tackle by the name of Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan.
Oh, okay. In the first round.
First round.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I got a comment here saying that the stream keeps suspending on YouTube. I don't know if you want to check that out.
Let me see. Probably because we're showing the clips. I apologize. The clips there might be flagging us for there. Go over to my Facebook, Darrell Smalls. That's Darrell. Last name Smalls. I apologize, but I kind of figured they would hit me, but we wanted to do the show anyway. I apologize for that. So go over to the Facebook page again. That's Darrell Smalls, and join them. I apologize.
Just want to add one thing real quick.
Yeah.
What came to what the reason why I made the pick that I made?
What's the name again?
Jalen
have
Jalen Mayfield.
No, I don't have him. All right.
But
I was trying to remember him by last names, and I was like, I know I didn't have him. Right.
they lost a key player, Trent Brown. So I mean,
Right.
I really feel like that's a good component for them going forward offensively.
I mean, yeah, I think Carr did kind of run for his life also, and they do have some offensive weapons, and they have a good running back, and they have some talented wide receivers. So defense will kind of have to play them pretty square. Let's see what he says here. He says Lumpkin should be their pick. Davis is a one-trick horse.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's for the Cards or for the this pick here?
Let's talk about the Cards.
That was for the Cards.
Okay.
That was for the Cards.
Okay.
All right, so I got the Raiders showing up that defense. Raiders got the best safety tandem in the freaking in NFL right now. I'm sorry. They're
I agree.
Young. They're
I agree.
hungry. I think if you give them my man Payne right here out of Michigan, that defense would be even scarier. Lord have mercy. Tore that man up. That man's rethinking his entire
Choice in profession, right?
collegiate profession right
I think I'm
now.
gonna get that
You
doctorate.
gotta hit that hard. It's nothing like edge rushers.
Nah.
Especially if you could get a good one. I'm not saying he's the greatest talent, but as far as what's available, that speed coming around that edge, and they do have a decent tandem in the middle as far as defensive tackles. Look at this, man. This man is – that man said hike, and the man was sitting in his lap.
Yo.
It looked like it was –
It's scary, right?
it is scary. What's good, man? Thanks, Frontlines ENT, tuning in. Yeah, as soon as the man said hike,
65 didn't
he
want
was
that
on.
smoke. Look at that.
he was on.
He said 65. They want that.
He
smoke.
said, "Ole."
Look, he's really running around. Like
Oh,
you're not gonna
man.
get like bull force. But look at this, dog. Look at this. He's running by him, and this is the same tackle that we gave to somebody else earlier. He's running by him. So look. Oh Lord, have
Got a few of these in this first
this
round,
man's
man.
about to get arrested. Let me take these clips off. He's about to get arrested for assault back there. Tandem quarterback, something like that. Rays, give him some extra help. And on the defense, again, I think they have great safeties. They're both young. So you give them somebody else coming against the edge, give that offensive line something else to work with. Troy. I know this is kind of a where to go would pick.
I know. That's what I'm sitting here thinking, right? Because I like the fact that they added, Henry Ruggs last year. I don't think that they
He
missed.
said Payne reminds him of Von Miller. You ain't lying, homie.
Yeah.
You not lying.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
I don't think that Cleveland Farrell was a bad pick. So I'm just trying to think. Remember, I'm here specifically for what I think is fit.
Out of the players we have available.
Yes. Their offensive line performed well.
Yes, it did.
Excuse me. Anchored by the former problem Richie Incognito.
Thank you.
They pushed some people around though. Like they really did. So, I think if I'm them, I'd stay trying to build a defensive line. And in this particular case, I think I'll go with Milton Williams at Louisiana Tech because I feel like Milton is a little bit more of a project, but I think that this particular defensive line can afford to not have his services for a year while he gets ready. So I think from pure fit perspective that I would go with Milton Williams out of Louisiana Tech.
Okay, nice. Apologies, I don't have anything on him.
Yeah, I figure you wouldn't from that school.
Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, bad. All right, number 18. Let's keep the party going. Dolphins are back on the clock. They got 5 picks in the first round. That's what it seems like.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, next couple of years. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a scary team, and they're in my division.
Well, I went with defense with this pick.
Okay.
And I want to make sure I say the name right because I can't write for crap. I already said that right. So, sheesh.
Yeah.
Quiddy Payne. Quiddy Payne. Did I say it right?
I have no idea if you said it right, but go ahead.
Right end. He's a right. He's a right.
Yeah.
Right
That's
end.
the guy from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
That's the guy highlights I just showed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Quiddy Payne, yeah.
I got him coming in for Miami at number 18.
I don't want to see that shit coming from the edge. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, man.
It ain't really about what you.
Yeah, you know what I'm
what you
saying? I don't
wanna
want to see that,
though.
man. But I had him going. Again, with that team being very well coached, which is a rare thing. And with what they already have there, I think that would be a great pick for them. I can't argue with that one. Number 18, I have them picking Taven Jenkins out of Oklahoma.
Really?
They need I figure if you're going to give them anything, they're going to be playing Tua. You want to keep them as dry as possible. So I had them picking an offensive tackle here. Troy, seems like you disagree. What you got for them?
Well, here's the thing. I know that Miami has DJ Fluker as a backup tackle. And I personally feel like if DJ Fluker is a backup tackle, you don't need no more damn tackles, right? Like that's what I feel. I'm really puzzled as to how good Jackson and Hunt are that DJ Fluker is a backup. But
Yeah.
the thing about it is DJ Fluker remains a backup tackle on that team. So
It's weird.
I think I'm done with offensive line for them. But I'm going to go with Quiddy Pay here as well. Because I would have wanted to give them an edge defender, regardless. Quite simply because
I want this man to get arrested. I'll show some more.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think that
that's the wrong one,
Van Ginkel and is strong at his side because Emmanuel Ogba can be. When he gets too much attention, he fades into the wind. But that's most football players anyway, right? If you're going to commit to blocking a single guy, then that guy is going to fade into the wind. You can help him out a lot if you put Pay on the other side. It's just the way I see it.
Yeah, I can't argue with that one. I can't. Great one right there. This man's gonna get arrested for assaulting quarterbacks. I'm telling you right now. He truly is. All right, number 19, we got the Washington football team.
You mean the F team?
Yeah.
let me stop starting trouble. Then again, I don't care. In my division. Well, I got the I went on offense with for the Washington football team with this pick. A wide receiver out of Miami, Rashad Bateman. Did I say his name right?
Yeah.
No, not Minnesota. Minnesota.
Rashad Bateman? I thought I had him. That's not.
University of Minnesota. Excuse me.
So you got them going offense. Okay.
Well, I mean, Fitzmagic in the house, and Fitzmagic.
Oh, I do have him. All right.
They're using it to great impact lately. The blitz is picked up. There's an open man. It's Rashad Bateman, and he is gone.
Watch, there's a blitz. John Reed comes up on the short receiver. The safety is late getting over.
He could thread the needle with
Late getting over to make the play. Tanner Morgan and Bateman read it quickly. And
On that play. Now float it up to Bateman. What a crowd! And a flag in on the play. Rashad Bateman, another highlight.
look at this catch. His best Odell Beckham Jr. impersonation.
Clock under 10 seconds. 3rd and goal. And they are throwing the fade, and Bateman looks it into his hands and has his first touchdown of 2020. He started to eat. And finally, a touchdown for the Gophers. Rashad Bateman.
March the field. He was the featured guy. They fake it to him. Morgan takes about a downfield shot. This is Bateman trying to fight back, and he makes the catch despite being interfered with.
If you ask me who the top 3 teams, I'm gonna say the top three teams in our division.
Right.
I'm gonna say the Washington football team. I'm gonna say the New York Giants, and I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys. Reason why I'm leaving the Eagles off the shuffle a little bit is for the simple fact that I gotta see what Jalen Hurts is gonna do. I gotta see that.
Right.
We've seen flashes of it.
Right.
Wish he played the whole daggone game against the Washington football team last year. Maybe we could have gotten the playoffs. Who knows? But
Reaching for straws.
I gotta see what he's gonna bring to the table on a week-to-week basis before I can be like, you know what, I'm gonna tip my hat to them. You know what I'm saying? So I like where Washington is going with their football team right now.
Okay. All right. So I agree with you on this one. I had the same guy, Rashad Bateman, going here at Washington, giving them some offensive weapons here. My man says, let's see, we get here. He says Washington's probably taking a quarterback. He said I have Kellen Mond or Kyle Trask. Might be the 6th quarterback taken.
Steve, I don't know that Kellen Mond is going in the first round.
I mean, if you got to reach, would the quarterback be with somebody you would want to reach for?
If you got to reach, I would personally, this is just my personal thought on fit. I would reach for Kyle Trask in Washington.
Yeah, he has.
I think he throws the ball better for what's his name, McLaughlin, Terry McLaughlin. I can't say
McLaughlin.
Yeah. Than Kellen Mond does. Steve, we spoke about this actually a few days ago with Kellen Mond shelling up in bigger games in the SEC, where Kyle Trask is more prone to make a mistake because he's going to take the chance. Like he's trying to win the game, and Kellen Mond tries to become safe.
Right.
And that Washington offense, last time I checked, was very vertical, and I think that fits better with Kyle Trask. If you're going to reach for a quarterback on purpose in the first round, I would reach for Kyle Trask. Mm-hmm. However, that is not who I would pick here. It's truth still, right? It's on truth, right?
Yeah. No, I picked Bateman too for them. But he made a good point. He says they already signed it, Curtis Samuels, and they already have Terry McLaurin. That dude's a freaking monster.
He's a monster, man.
He's a freaking monster. He said that if the team could do it over Dak Prescott, it would have lasted until. Well, he said if they would have lasted to the 4th round, they probably would have picked them. So it's on you, Troy. Yeah, Washington, number 19.
Yeah, he pulled me right out of what my train of thought was. Like I was going somewhere with the way I was. So like, all right, we know Washington doesn't really need to touch their defense whatsoever, right? Nah. Like I said, they have the best right guard in the entire league, in my opinion, with Brandon Scherf, if I said that right.
Scherf.
Yeah. So I think I'm okay with them going Bateman, and it's funny that Steve brought up Kellen Mond, because I was thinking to myself that, you know, if they were to deviate from taking a wide receiver, then they would have to go quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I was definitely leaning Kyle Trask as opposed to Kellen Mond. I kind of wish we had a dial-in system where we could have Steve dial in, because I really want to argue with him this Mond versus Trask argument. So everybody knows, like, you know, that's one of my closest friends. Like I said, he did my very second show, you know, with True Vibe Media. Yeah.
Dude,
so
knowledge is crazy.
So we could have. I would love to get into it with him right now, because I would literally go play for play, and I know he's ready for it too. I see Trask a little better there, but I'm with you guys. You know, Bateman's a great pick here. That's a great fit.
Okay. Right. All right, so we got the Bears, number 20, who had the worst offseason of any football team in any history. I'm sorry.
He said in any
that was
history.
atrocious. what they did.
But they turned
I mean,
it up
if any
towards the
team
end.
should sign, if any team should have went after Darnold, it should have been them. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what?
I'm sorry.
They were the New York Giants of the NFC North was it the North what? North, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
NFC North.
that's basically what they were. I mean, we were only maybe a game under them, standing wise, and we should have beat them in I think it was the third week of the regular season
Right.
last year. But I mean, Dan, where do you really start with Chicago, man? I mean, the quarterback. Offensive line.
You want to draft a quarterback for him anywhere in the draft. You give him Phillip Rivers, somebody, but damn, like
Well, see now my thought process at first when I was making the pick, I'm like, you know what, quarterback, and but I fell from quarterback because I'm looking at the offensive line and they can't really block for a lick. I mean, you saw it in the playoff game against the Saints. They were horrible.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even been in the damn playoff game.
right.
So I came across this tape of this offensive tackle from Oklahoma State.
Jenkins.
Tevin Jenkins. I think he makes a nice punch for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. Let's see if I have Jenkins. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Some of the tape that I was watching, my jaw dropped a little bit. I'm like, wow. You know
Well, I
what
mean, that's the greatest thing about this draft. Like, especially when you come to offensive linemen, you have some good ones that would be available way even into the second and early third round. So I got you there. Me personally, I had them going defense here. I had them picking Richie Grant, the second base safety out of UCF. I had to give them something.
Central Florida.
I think their front seven is still good. I think they needed help in the back end, because their front seven is allowing the quarterback to sit back there for a couple of extra seconds.
I'm sorry, we talking about the same Bears?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's to me. But you go ahead and tear me down, man. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you got Roquan Smith sitting in the middle. You got Khalil Mack on one side and Akeem Hicks on the other.
Yeah, I'm saying their front seven is good, but I think they.
So
need
what do you
some
mean
safety
letting the
help.
quarterback sit there? You said
No,
letting the
I'm
quarterback.
sorry,
That's what
I didn't
made my
mean-
other. Like,
I
are we
didn't
talking
mean
about the
sit
same
there. I
Bears?
mean, the quarterback. Well, the quarterback will have to sit there and hold. He's not holding the ball. That extra second given to Khalil Max and everybody that chance
Right.
for that sack.
And then you got Desmond Trufant on the back and,
Right,
and
so that's
Gibson.
why I went safety here.
So
Give him a little
then-
help on the back end.
So who you replacing, Jackson or Gibson? At safety?
I would say Gibson.
No,
Jackson is a
I think I'd
beast.
go Jackson.
Oh,
I don't know. Like it's.
Because
Gibson's a hybrid, in my opinion.
Right. You
You
got
know,
to play
like you could bring him
linebacker.
down right into the box. You could have a
Right.
9-man box and still have
He'll be able to stick
deep
it to
coverage.
a-
He
a
could
tight
still
end
get
and stuff
back.
like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, he can still get back. He can stop the run. He could take on a fullback too, in my opinion. I
Right.
just wouldn't change either one of them, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
McCoy says offensive line is definitely where the Bears have to go.
And that's where I was with it. So yeah, I told you, me, we do this a lot. That's where I was with it. So I was looking at tackle Jenkins, like you said, at Oklahoma State. And if they didn't go tackle, then I'm thinking Ben Cleveland in Georgia. He's a guard.
Okay.
But I was thinking offensive alignment for Chicago as well.
Nice.
Allen Robinson is Allen Robinson. David Montgomery is David Montgomery. Anthony Miller, he did some things, and Mooney does some things. They still have Riley Ridley developing in their wide receiver core. The offensive line did well enough. We just know that Nick Foles and now I forgot his name. What's his name? Mitchell Trubisky. They couldn't keep up with what they needed, where they needed to be. I don't think Andy Dalton's the solution at all,
No.
even close. But look, if you're not going to get a quarterback, in all honesty, I'm not going to rule that out. Since we're only doing the first round,
Right.
I'll go ahead and tell you that. What's left of quarterbacks so far, if my count is correct, the way we went around there, is still Kellen Mond, David Mills, Jamie Newman, and Shane Buechele, who I think is the absolute underdog of all of these quarterbacks.
Right.
I do believe Chicago will circle around and grab one of those guys second, third round.
I think if they don't trade with Atlanta, something wrong.
If they don't go lineman
'Cause
first,
like you
they
said,
better be
I don't
going
think
to
Atlanta
damn
wants a
They
quarterback.
better go
quarterback?
lineman first, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can circle
Yeah.
back around. I just gave you the quarterback, so I think they can circle back
You sure they
around
can
and
circle
get.
back and good? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see that. All right, so we got 21. We got the Colts.
Well, it's a name you already threw out there. He's an offensive tackle from Texas, Samuel Cosme.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Colts offensive line they really don't need a lot of work. To me, they have one of the I don't want to say better, but their offensive. Well, yeah, you can say they have one of the better offensive lines in the league last year.
They did good by Phillip Rivers, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
that much.
The freak they did.
Yeah, they were able to open up holes with the running backs, good protection. I still feel like they stole one of the picks from the Giants a couple years ago.
Let it go, baby.
I know, but I guess the Giants wasn't going to try to get it anyway. But adding this type of offensive tackle to their offense could make them a little bit more over the top, maybe get them a little further into the playoffs.
I hate to break your train of thought, but I got a question. Who's the tackle they're changing, Tevy or Braden Smith? Because I think that while it's, from my perspective, I see why you did it, right? Because you're looking for a fit, right, like, in that regard. But we talk about two tackles here who I think both should be, at least, if not alternating years every year, at least Pro Bowlers. Like
I got you.
These tackles are good.
They are good.
Then they got Quentin Nelson on the left guard. So how much more of this are you
that's the
changing?
first time he is
I didn't
doing
mean to break your train of thought.
but
I'm
I got
asking
it.
because I'm
I
like,
got
hold on. So
I got you.
Like,
but
again, to have that guy in waiting, like I don't know how old any of these offensive linemen are, to be honest with you. I'm just
They're all
familiar
young.
with them.
they're all young.
so
They're not even 30
majority
yet.
of them are Jet picks, which is why I hate Nelson, because it was a Jets pick.
No, it was a Giants
He's-
pick too. The Giants just didn't
He's
get it.
freaking phenomenal. Best guard in football right now,
Yeah, he is.
by far.
He is.
All right, so I have them going defense here. That offensive line is stellar. They beat the brakes off the Jets. We saw it firsthand. My man is sitting back there just doing what he's doing. I had them going defense. I had them going to Asante Samuels Jr.
Shit's not just straight cook them motherfucker.
I've been thinking to myself lately. Wonder did she mean it when she say she hate me? Or wonder did she mean it when she say she wish she didn't keep the baby? Told Sally to speed it up, you ain't driving Miss Daisy.
I don't think their Colts is one of the to me, one of the most underrated teams. Just a piece here and there. Them trying to figure out exactly what they were doing at the quarterback position, but all the pieces are there. So
Why do you think they're underrated?
Certainly because what they were doing at quarterback, who's this, who's that.
This team lost by 3 points to Buffalo in the playoffs.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, trying to get your quarterback into the system.
You got a
and
quarterback
this and
who you know at least is a proven veteran,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Like from what we are given to understand about Carson Wentz, he ain't gonna throw your season away.
Right.
He might not put you over the hump. You know, but it's not a Jameis Winston situation. Carson Wentz ain't throwing 30 interceptions in the season.
No,
something like that.
Well, I mean, as long as he's doing sponge baths, because we don't want him doing anything, opening no door.
He's always getting hurt, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's always these weird injuries. Like he had the one like ACL, and then everything else has been like what?
Yeah, just
like how'd you
dick
do that?
dunk
Like
and tacky or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think now with this situation, like I said, I had to go best of play available and give him that. Who you got going here, Troy?
I'm going wide receiver for this particular team. I was, I like to peruse the depth chart. When you start getting late into the first round,
Right.
Because then the value may be at a player that you don't need, which is why I didn't dislike your pick. I was just wondering, like, do you plan on changing somebody, or are you just gonna pocket this guy, like, right? 'Cause you can pocket a left tackle, that's fine, right? Like, sometimes you have to take the value. There was nothing wrong with picking, offensive lineman, but. You got T.Y. Hilton and then Michael Pittman Jr. And after that, you pretty much got a bunch of guys who signed for a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
So give me more from Purdue, to give Carson another person to throw at. If not more, I had a tight end I really liked, and for whatever reason I can't remember his name. Because not that I can't remember his name, and in all honesty, I can't remember what game I was watching because I only saw the kid once, and I was just like, he should be good. Then I saw his pro day numbers, and I was like, that could sneak him into the late first round.
Was that
but
Randall Moore?
Yeah, from Purdue.
Let's see if this.
They work the play clock all the way down. It's Moore in motion. They get it to him. Moore in space. A burst of speed. A first down for Purdue. He's still going. Moore cuts back. Touchdown.
The tight end kind of hooks Wade, but this is what you got to love. This kid squats 600 pounds. Pryor has him.
Pitt has one of the best defensive front eights in the ACC.
Yes, they do.
And that tight end just didn't care.
What was his name again?
Long, Hunter. Hunter Long.
I don't think.
It's either Hunter or Henry Long, but I think it's Hunter Long. So when I tell you he was giving them linebackers the business, he was available to his quarterback every time that the Twyman came around that corner. It's another kid who probably should be going in the first round. I don't have a team for him in the first round, but he probably should be going in. That kid did, I think he did 40, right? I think he did 40 reps at 225, yo.
I didn't even see it. That was his.
The Pitt defensive.
I didn't see it.
This is Reggie. I want to call him Reggie Twyman, but I don't think that's his first name. Anyway, this tight end, it was Boston College. I'm sure now that I'm thinking about it, but I think his name was Hunter Long. So if they don't get more from Purdue, then I would go Hunter Long. That tight end.
All right. Well, Steve said he got one of the monsters from Miami. He got Phillips or Rosanil going here.
Rosanil, why so early? If I was going to go this early with a player from Miami, it would have been Jordan, the Brevin Jordan, in all honesty.
Yeah, I disagree with that too.
All right. So let's keep it going. We got the Titans, number 22 pick.
Well, I gotta give my favorite college football some love, Notre Dame. Yes, go Irish, go Irish. Well, just real quick. The reason why I'm an Irish fan because I went to school at Hackers High School.
Okay.
Our colors are blue and gold. They got the same exact colors. You might as well say.
Might as well stick with it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
I didn't bought all this apparel. I'm just gonna pick it.
I gotta stick with the blue and gold.
All
but
right, so what you got?
Before you make your pick, can I tell you why you shouldn't be?
Why not?
Nah. Let's just go there right fast. I won't hold the show up too much. All right. So Notre Dame, for the first time in their esteemed history, hired a black coach named Ty Willingham. Right after 3 years, they fired Ty Willingham. Ty Willingham's record was something like 21 and 8 and 10 or some shit like that. So then they hire Belichick's old offensive coordinator, Charlie Weis.
Yeah, he was ass.
After 3 years, Charlie Weis had the exact same record. The best season Charlie Weis put up in those 3 years was his first year with guess whose players? The ones Tyrone Willingham brought there.
Yep.
They extended that man, but showed Ty the door. I hope Notre Dame loses the national championship every year because it hurt a little more when you lose the championship than to have a sucky season. I just want them to always lose the biggest game ever. Anyway, back to your pick.
Real quick, Steve said both of those defensive guys he was talking about are 6'6", 260 apiece, and they both ran the 4.5 in the 40s.
Wow. I told you that, Steve. No.
Yeah.
That'd be a perfect third person to have here right now. Steve, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We're gonna, hey, man, we do this show every Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Let us know when you guys are available, man. You guys can always stop in.
Oh, definitely. I love that.
Well, Steve lives in Queens now, so Wednesday at 9 p.m. may never work for him. But if we could set up a special, like a Sunday, like the week before the season start, and we could give like maybe projections about what we think the season's gonna be.
Let's do it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, dead ass.
I'll give Steve. Well, we'll talk. We talk.
Yeah, you talk. Let's set that up. Yeah, the week before the season. Hell
yeah,
definitely down for that.
Predictions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, who you got going, Titans?
Picked up Liam Inchenberg, out of offensive tackle out of Notre Dame.
You sneaky son of a biscuit.
Okay.
I love it.
Listen, man, I've been working, bro.
I love it. You know why? Their offensive line is actually pretty good. While Truth get himself together over there with the highlights, their offensive line is pretty good.
I don't know if I have them, but I had them.
Just look, let us talk, right? So, like, that offensive line is pretty good, as we saw, right? You don't rush for 2,000 yards without an offensive line that absolutely does their job, right?
100%.
But here's the thing. When you could get a difference maker, and you got that
You
horse.
said Wednesday at 9, I'm there.
Oh, shit, okay.
We'll talk.
When you got a difference maker, when you got a difference maker on your offensive line, with that horse back there,
Yeah.
yo, why play to your strength?
Listen, man.
This style of football is taking you to the playoffs and back-to-back seasons into a conference championship.
Not lying.
Don't change it. That absolutely put another big, nimble, strong guy in front of him and run for another 2,000 yards.
Let that man eat back there.
I
Let him
think
eat.
his stiff arm highlight is official.
You want to go for a ride?
Oh, my God, his stiff arm is crazy.
And it's free of charge.
Free of charge.
Yeah, you ain't lying, baby. I actually had the wide receiver Moore going here at 22. They lost two two offensive weapons.
Okay.
They lost one to the Jets, and they lost the other one to the Patriots. So you got to keep everybody honest. Now, we already know they're going to stack the box going against this team. But when you had two reliable weapons, one coming from the middle, the other one coming from the outside, that can catch the ball and block, you got to replace one of those positions. And this is why I had my man from Purdue going here.
I actually like the way where your mind was on that, especially because their only real wide receiver is AJ Brown, right? So
Facts.
Yeah.
I do like that. And you're right. You got to keep the defense honest. However, you can keep the defense honest throwing a whole bunch of wide receiver screens. So you don't really need a big shot guy.
Okay.
You need your guy who stretches the field, which AJ Brown definitely is.
Yes, he does.
You could get a really cheap third round guy who ran a 4.3, 4.40, and he could only catch the ball 40 times all season. And that'll be good enough to keep the defense honest.
They got a good
You
guy in
build
North
that
Carolina.
horse.
What's that guy in North Carolina? The one that went at 4.2? He'll be available in the third round.
Too.
He'll be available in the third round. Now that you mentioned that, and that dude is electrical. Oh, my
Brown,
God.
right?
Yeah, that dude is lightning.
He's on my list.
Okay.
So I don't know that he was gonna make it, but like I said, I was just trying to find
Yeah,
a fit what's
fine.
available.
But I say I
Right.
think he'll
So
be
I had
available
him.
after like definitely second round, if not third.
So you get you a cheap guy, a guy with less guaranteed money to really just take the top off the defense. That's all you need him for.
You ain't lying.
So I'm gonna have to stay with G. We gonna go with Etchenberg. Or, how you say
Okay,
it?
okay.
Etchenberg, yeah.
And let's make sure we are still great at what we do best, and that's run the ball.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I gotta give it to G first because this is the best team in the next 3 years. Is gonna be the best team in the world. And number 23,
Man,
New York Jets.
don't make me fart.
Don't make me fart.
Oh man, we got another pick here. So you got the Jets taking
Seriously,
that
do we
number
got any
23.
fart effects, man? You got some fart effects up there?
I got all the facts. I just ain't hook 'em up. I apologize. We'll have them ready next one.
But you know what? I think you like this pick, True. And it's for the offense. He's a hog molly, out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
Plays center. Got the first name Creed, last name Humphrey.
Okay. That's the oh gosh, what's the school again?
Oklahoma.
Yes, that I'm not right. I'm not mad at that one. Creed, what's his name again?
Humphrey.
Creed
I
Humphrey.
don't know if I have that.
Great feet, Truth. Great feet.
And it's funny you said that because this is where I was about to go while he looked for the highlights, right? My problem with all Oklahoma offensive linemen is that they always have great feet and they don't have any explosion because
Yeah.
Oklahoma don't run the football.
They don't. Everything's out of a run and shoot, run and gun. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're so trained to step back, and they're trained very well. Their coach, I forget. I was talking about that offensive line coach too. I forgot his name. He's got a lot of experience. He's a really good offensive line coach. And he coaches them up very well.
Yeah.
But they almost have no run blocking presence.
They don't do
And that's probably why I wouldn't have went with an Oklahoma offensive lineman, in the first round.
Yeah.
But this guy is extremely talented. I can't remember what his pro D bench reps were, but he's strong.
He's strong.
He's got to get that explosion. Like he's got to now start practicing, getting out of his stands, a 3-point stand,
Creed
and blowing
Humphreys is
people
who
off.
I said the Cardinals shouldn't pick.
Yeah.
He said he has them going to the Cardinals ahead, so he's off the board.
And it would work for that because Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray,
Shotgun.
these Big 12 guys, exactly, right? So you want a guy who going to see, and this is why we should have had Steve on. Steve again.
He said he can make Wednesday.
I
so if we can
apologize,
arrange Wednesday
Steve.
at 9 p.m.
You know the reason why he's not here, right? It's because I just never communicated with him that I was coming because I hadn't.
He would've
We
came, yeah.
planned this so far in advance that I wasn't thinking nothing about it. I've thought of it about an hour before you text me to make sure I was coming yesterday. Is when I thought about it. So I never had time to really tell
Hey,
him.
we got you, homie. We're gonna get you up here. Don't worry.
But and Steve's absolutely right. Now, Humphreys would fit perfectly in Arizona.
That's a good point.
I didn't stop and break it down because we were trying to move
Yeah.
forward. But that's my only thing about putting them on the Jets.
I
though. Like,
agree.
we talking about the AFC East. The AFC East is much more of a running division.
Yes, it
than
is.
the passing division. But again, talent. You don't walk
Yeah,
away
you
from
can't
that
walk away
talent.
from it.
You already got your quarterback. Now, of course, you definitely got to put something in front of
Yeah.
him.
Right.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
I had to go defense here.
This guy, why is what's his problem?
go defense here. And the reason why I say that is with the Jets having
I
the
can't wait to hear
31st,
this.
the 34th pick in the second round. I had to keep that in mind. The fact that
That's
they
a
have
good point.
that.
That's a great point.
They
Okay,
can get
so
that
I see
same
behind
guy.
the mad scientist.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll be able to get an offensive lineman, and I forgot the guy. There's a guy who's he's a combo guard center, and the Jets are hell bent on having McGovern being center. So that's a guy that played both guard positions. He played center. I forgot his name. I apologize, but here I had to change it. I changed it today.
Okay.
Originally, I had Horn going here, but Horn, I'm sorry. As much as I like him, he's going to be gone. Horn is definitely going to be gone. So even though our head coach likes long, lengthy cornerbacks,
Right.
I think you can't pass Newsome.
Okay.
You can't pass this guy. He's only 6 feet tall, but this guy is a monster. This guy, he's all over the ball. He's a ball hawk. He's only 6 feet tall, but I think if you're going to make an exception, this is the guy you make an exception for. I think Joe found the gym in Hall. Thank whoever hurt Hall's ankle. Because that's the only reason he went to the 5th round, and he proved his first round caliber or second round caliber talent when he did get healthy and he started playing. He was shutting people down. He's physical, so I think we need a second corner, and I think this is the guy who will not last behind us. So you got to come up and you got to get him here. I'll get you in a second, Steve. You got to come up and
Tell Steve just wait because I want his Steeler pick more than I want this one.
okay. I got y'all guys a good one. But Newsome is the best corner on the board right now. Horn will be gone. I ain't gonna front. I don't think he'll make it past the Cowboys. But at the end of the day, you need a corner. This is by far the best cornerback, and we're talking about night and day from everybody behind him. So you got to go up and you got to get that guy there at 6 feet tall. He says we should go Collins here. So you said Collins, and I wouldn't be mad with that. And I know I have Collins clip, so I'm gonna play it here. It's the guy right there. Look at that speed. Lord have mercy. Look, he left the quarterback.
Count the strides with every 5 yards. It's like 1.5 stride, which means he is gone. This guy's
gone.
flying.
Like he left the quarterback, and the quarterbacks are pretty. These days, the quarterbacks are pretty
fast. Yeah.
Pretty fast. So I'm gonna show this highlight. I'm not mad at that pick, man. Linebacker. I'm not mad at that pick, but I think there are some linebackers that we can get with the second pick we have in the second round or the third round pick. We look, damn man, he like nah.
Damn, his pants fell down.
I'm gonna run. Yo, he knocked his pants off. I didn't say good catch. He literally knocked his
ran
pants
that man out
off.
his pants.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at this pick. I can see it. Look, oh Lord have mercy, he's explosive. Yeah. But with us going to a 4-3. I think we'll be able to get a linebacker in the 3rd round because we have like 4 picks in the 3rd round. I'm exaggerating. In the 3rd round, so we'll be able to do that there. But I think we have to go corner here. But I wouldn't be mad if they did this because this kid is a monster. Troy.
So I was all gung-ho to go ahead and double down on G and Humphreys until you reminded me that y'all have the 34th pick.
Right.
The 34th pick, if people don't understand, is the 2nd pick in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
I do think you take talent as explosive as you
Fred
can
Warner.
find it. Fred Warner for what? The Jets?
That's what he just said. He said Robert Salata is solely responsible for Fred Warner.
Oh. Okay, that's what's up though. So no, I'll get back to it in a second. I'll circle back. I'm trying to not forget my point.
Right.
I was all gung ho to double down on Humphreys, right? Remember, I'm here just doing value. So
Right.
I got a rough list. I don't have like it pieced to where the players are, but with pick 34 and Collins is there. I think I just changed my mind. Now the thing with Newsome, I'll address you loving Greg Newsome. I'm not sure Greg Newsome's that much better than Asante Samuel Jr. In all honesty, you talking like this guy is the absolute. Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn are so much better than him.
Oh, you agree.
Then
they're going
you're talking about the best of the rest, right?
Right.
You can't forget Asante Samuel Jr. and Greg Newsome.
Well, in my draft, I had saying he was going to the Colts at 21.
Right.
Oh, you did?
So yeah,
Yep.
I don't
so
remember
yeah,
you saying that.
yeah. I say he was.
I'm sorry.
Saying Jr. going to the Colts.
I probably was in my list and
Nah, you
wasn't
all
paying
good.
attention.
That's
I'm
why
my
I had
bad.
him going. So I was saying as far as the
Okay,
best
so
overall
what's
corners.
left? You got Newsome,
Right.
and I would put Newsome a little bit over Farley over at Virginia Tech. So, but with that said, I'm gonna ride the Collins wave at that spot, and you go back and you get one of I think I still got on my list here. I still got.
I got you, Steve. Give me a second.
I got 13. Oh shit, I was counting the wrong list. Sorry about that. I got 13 of what I believe could possibly sneak into first round offensive lineman. So with 34,
Right.
yeah, you take Collins and you go get your lineman.
Absolutely.
And what
Yeah.
11
Yeah.
picks or 7
Yeah,
picks or
yeah,
whatever.
7 picks
Yeah.
right away.
Exactly.
All right, good one. So Steve says the Jets should use the 34th pick and move back into the first.
I just told you I still got
Um,
13 first round caliber linemen.
I
They
will
could do
say-
that.
I will say this about that.
They could definitely do it.
I said it's something
Risk
that
and reward, you know.
you would definitely want to do and move back into, like, if it's like 20s, or there's a team like the Raiders or Cardinals that really would be,
I wouldn't go back to the
open.
20s. I wouldn't go back no deeper than like 11 or 13.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, move up. But here's the problem with that, and it's our GM. He grew up in that Newsome thing, which is load the picks up and use them.
Right.
Homegrown talent. We're not going to be out here in this free agent flashy, and he showed you with the free agents he did throw money at, and they're like 26, 27. They're still young.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants that young stuff. So I think with the amount of holes that the Jets have, he's going to use all 22 of these picks in the next 2 years, and you're looking at a team that's going to be going to the playoffs consistently in the next 5 to 7 years. All right, so what we got next? We got Steelers.
Yes, we do.
You want to
Now
start?
we
Troy?
talk. No, I can't start.
All right, so
I can't start.
Steelers.
Let's start with Steve.
Steve.
Dr.
There's
Phil
a
McCoy,
delay.
if you still in there.
There's a delay, so.
All right. Anybody looking at the chat, watch Dr. Phil McCoy. He's our what we would call a phone guest, but we don't got no
There you
phone
go.
right now.
So who you got going? As soon as you put it up, who you got the Steelers? I'm gonna cut it and I'll go to you. G, we got the Steelers on the clock.
Yes, sir.
What you got for 'em?
I got you a nice shiny toy, man. I hope you like it. If you don't like it, be gentle with me, man. Running back out of Bama, Najee Harris.
Okay.
Okay.
I got that highlight, so we definitely go.
Let's go look at Najee.
And that'll give Steve a time to catch up. I got them a toy too.
I just think
It's a
he's very
different toy.
explosive, man.
Oh, this guy is crazy explosive.
And the fact that they just lost, well, not lost, they just let Connor go.
Bro, Connor was never the solution.
Nah, it was a good plug.
Do you know Connor never had a 1,000-yard season?
Absolutely not.
I think he had 200 or 300-yard games.
Get off! Oh my! Look at that!
Get off,
wow.
You know what kills me about Najee Harris though? Remember we was talking about Christian McCaffrey earlier?
Right.
Najee Harris doesn't even have fluid hips like Christian McCaffrey, but he can make you miss the same. Like, look, his hips seem stiff, and I guess that's what the hidden gem of it is that his hips are almost always straight. Rather, I should say always straight. And look at the hops. But he doesn't have very fluid hips, and he will make you miss almost effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Now we saw let me stop. It's not my turn yet. I'm sorry. I was about to get into it, boy.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna come back to these Najee highlights when it's my turn to
All
talk.
right,
though.
hold on. Let me see. I think I got. Let's see if I have both of these because Steve came in.
Okay.
All right, so Steve has Harris. He believes
does.
in Harris also.
Okay.
And his second one is Javot Williams.
Okay.
I think I have Javot Williams in here.
He was part of that
I
list.
do have him.
as I was
All right,
going
so let's
through
go.
this pick.
Let people see Javot. This.
I agree with him
There you
too.
go, right here.
Bro, this boy-
hold on.
This boy different.
Hold on.
He different.
What? Oh, and he's big though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it. To be that agile and be that big. You know what's crazy? We're all thinking running back here. Look at this.
Which is crazy though. I don't know why we all thinking running back, but I'll
got
talk
you a
when
good
it's my
running
turn.
back too. I got you a running back too.
But Javonte Williams is like, and I was telling you about my man Mac Brown and this North Carolina team, right? And
Yeah.
they keep progressing. I hope sooner rather than later that they can start competing with Clemson.
We're gonna have to have a discussion on that,
great
Steve,
rivalry.
because that's exactly who I gave to the Steelers. All right, so I'm gonna show a little more highlights here.
All right.
This dude is a problem, man. I'm sorry.
Javonte Williams
He's a
the
problem.
boy's different, man.
Yes, he is.
I'll tell you exactly what the reason before I even get into it. The reason why I didn't go Javonte Williams is because I feel like in most people's minds,
Ooh,
this
get
is
off.
what they still see from the Steelers. You think that the Steelers' running game is predicated on power. It's really not. Like, the Steelers have now migrated to more of a scat back offense.
Troy's here.
You know, like they want that running back that they could flare the ball out to, and he'll make you miss in space. You know, they don't discount power, but it's just the offense is more. It's more open now than it was back in the day. He's our back in the day running back.
You know who could do that, Troy?
Who you got?
You know who could do that, Troy?
Oh, ETN.
You know who could do that, Troy?
Travis.
That's my pick.
That's a nice
for the
shiny
Steelers.
toy right there.
This is a nice shiny toy who can run
yes,
out
it
the
is.
backfield and also
and catch
run a
like
route.
no other.
And run a route. This is
Oh
what they
my
had
gosh.
in Le'Veon Bell. That's what the offense was set around.
But did you see the stutter step?
Yes.
It almost looked exactly like Le'Veon
Yes,
did
and
3
this
years
is-
ago.
This is exactly
And look at the
what
tightrope.
these guys need.
Presence on the field.
Yes.
Breakaway speed.
So
That's a shiny
Steve
toy.
says Etienne has too much tread on his tires.
I agree. I
Oh,
do.
go ahead.
Ironically, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wait my turn to talk because you know I'm excited right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But
Hold on,
I
let me get off
agree.
now. You go
I
ahead.
agree. Travis Etienne, he's a very well used running back. The last time I saw anybody used at the rate that Etienne was used was Ron Dane, and we saw how fast that
Yeah,
fizzled
Steve
out.
says his contact balance is elite.
It really is. But how much contact has he already taken? I think that's the knock for me.
Yeah.
Now, my pick for my Steelers, ironically, is not even a running back. I would love for it to be Harris. I would be ecstatic for it to be Etienne, and I'll accept Williams in that particular order. I don't know why. I think Najee Harris because he's probably taken the least of the beatings of these college running backs. Javonte Williams is giving himself a beating because he runs through people. He doesn't really care to have to run around you. Like, Williams will run. He's run through Clemson's best defensive lineman repeatedly. He
yes.
doesn't care.
Yep.
You're in his way. He's going that way. You're going with him.
You gotta get up here, Steve. Because
So-
I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Wait,
what
what Steve got?
He says, people forget Le'Veon Bell was 250 coming out
Yes,
of
he
MSU.
was.
He
Yes,
lost
he
the
was.
weight to get to where he was.
Yes, he did.
I forgot he was big
Yes,
as
he
hell
did.
when he came
And he
out.
was a pure power back.
Yes, he was.
Michigan State did not throw Le'Veon Bell the ball out of the backfield.
No,
when
they
he was in
didn't. He
college.
was pure- yeah.
He ran between the
You're right.
tackles. He got to Pittsburgh and transformed. So I guess that's him selling Javonte Williams some more. I ain't mad at it, though. You don't got to sell it to me.
Etienne, baby.
The only thing is, though, in all honesty, I feel like the Steelers should – I don't think that this particular player is going to be around in any way, shape, or form or any variation of him because we already lost Creed Humphrey. I'm thinking Landon Dickerson, the center out of Alabama, because the Steelers have lost, what, 2 offensive linemen?
Yes, they did.
The running back.
Yeah.
And oh, I don't know why.
You said
2
Dickerson?
Yeah, Landon Dickerson, the center from Alabama.
No, they haven't. All right.
Yeah, I need to, how do you have highlights on the center anyway? but the thing that I'm worried about is being able to shore up the offensive line. While it would suck, I think, to the overwhelming majority of viewers to watch the Steelers not take a running back in the first round. It's not like you can't find another running back,
Facts.
in the second or third.
What's
round.
good, Jeff?
They will not be Najee. They will not be Etienne. But out of that same backfield that Steve loved so much was Michael Carter. Khalil Herbert in Virginia Tech is also on my list. I didn't have a problem with Chris Evans in Michigan either. Steve, when you get a chance, we're going to have to move on and come back to it. But tell me what you thought about Puka Williams in Kansas. Like these are guys who I think that the Steelers could go and get later. Right. So
Okay.
I would like to see them take one of the elite running backs. I really would, but again, I'm not here for that. I'm here for fit, right? Fit and value.
Right.
I think that they can't replace a center as easily as they could find another running back. So you take Landon Dickerson while you have a chance because I think we all in unison know that Creed Humphrey won't be there.
No.
So
Okay.
it's over for that.
Okay.
So,
I'm with it.
All right, great one. Jaguars 25, one of their third picks. No, I'm just joking. They had 2.
yeah, right?
They had so
Yeah,
many
they got
multiple
2.
2-round picks.
I'm giving them a big splash on defense on with the what's it, the 25th pick.
Right.
Strong safety out of TCU. Trevor Monrig. Did I say his last name right?
Trevor, okay. Let's see. Where Trevor
They
That's
need
a
it.
lot later than I thought Trevor was gonna go.
I mean, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
honestly. That's a lot
It is.
later.
It is a lot
But
later.
that's a great value pick. You don't even have to ask me. I'm with that. Like, especially because we were just talking about
Oh no, you said Trevor.
the Jaguars.
Yeah, Trevor.
We was just talking about the Jaguars linebackers, and you know, while they did some shifting around on their defensive line, the biggest thing that hurt them this year was not being able to secure Tyson Alualu from the Steelers. Tyson Alualu, in case you guys weren't paying attention, had one of the absolute best years a defensive lineman could have without registering a high number of sacks, because that's what
that's a
everybody
good one,
cares
Steve.
about. Tyson Alualu was batting down passes, clogging the middle, and Jacksonville was this close to having it. Because they didn't, you absolutely
You're
go
right.
ahead and take this elite safety. What did Steve say? I'm sorry.
Steve says if the Steelers don't take sorry,
running back?
He went back. So he put another comment in. So he said if they don't take a running back, he believes they need to replace Bud Humphrey.
Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree if they don't take a running back there.
Well, who? Jalen Phillips? He'll get back to us. Let's keep going.
He'll get back to
I'm
us.
asking him about Jalen
Also,
Phillips.
he said the Jaguars should take Terrence Marshall and immediate give Lawrence an able target.
Yeah.
I can't even argue with you on that one.
Yeah, no, I don't think I got much
I think it's
to
a little
say
bit of a
on that
reach.
either.
It's the 25th, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
maybe not. You know, maybe not.
Let me take a look at Jacksonville's wide receiver. DJ Chark is just way overblown. No, he overblown. He's whatever.
that dude
I
is
like
a monster.
Laviska Shenault better, to be honest with you. They got
do?
Marvin Jones Jr. I don't, Steve. Why you when the chat catch up, Steve? I need more information. Because I mean, I don't hate DJ Chark. I do believe that he's a little overblown. And Marvin Jones is solid, and I don't know anybody who watched this Jaguar team that didn't like Shenault. So I don't
is true.
understand
No argument there.
where I need more information from him is what I'm saying.
All right, so I got them.
We're at Mo Ring, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's
No,
you,
but
sir.
you're good. I got Jaguars. I had Rashawn Slater falling in from Northwestern
Okay.
to the 20th pick. I think you got one good one. You get another one, and then you got Trevor Lawrence. Only thing you want to do is protect him.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna stay with Mo Rig, I believe him.
I can't. Yeah.
I don't know,
Trevor.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with Trevor down.
All right, so he says Westbrook, Cole, and Chark are not it.
Wow.
So he doesn't believe that
He really feels that way, huh?
Yeah, he believes he needs some more weapons, and I mean, shit, number one pick, you better get that man some weapons.
Yeah, why
I
not?
think you gotta keep him upright first.
I mean, I told you I wasn't. I think Chark's a little overblown. I do. But Shenault and Marvin Jones, I thought.
Yeah, I
they
didn't
got
have-
Philip Dorsett too in the background, don't they?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, you got some.
I mean, other than his
you don't
speed.
got elite, right? You don't have elite wide receivers, but you got wide receivers, bro. Like, you
He
know,
says Shenault is elite.
You gotta
but
start.
They need a long-term solution. Marvin Jones is
he's
turning
not
30.
long term. Yeah, he's not long term.
Yo, Steve,
All right.
we gonna get you up here, Steve. Stop playing. We gotta get you up here. All right, so let's keep it moving on to the 26th pick. We got the Browns.
Ah, blah.
The not so surprised team no more in the NFL.
Right.
They'll surprise me when they actually win
Well,
2 playoff games.
I still think the coach was still learning. I wait for my pick. Go ahead.
Actually, I was kind of impressed about their little run, especially against the Chiefs. They could have won that game. You know what I mean? And on top of that, the coach the week before that had COVID. So I thought I was impressed. I
All right,
mean,
who you got for him?
okay, linebacker out of Notre Dame, Jeremiah Owasu. Jeremiah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Jeremiah. There we go. I disagree, but you go. I know what you're talking about. Can you find the highlights of truth, or are we gonna talk through this one?
See. Jeremiah, I thought I had him, but maybe not, because I just got the top 40 or something like that. So
He's talking about Owusu Koromo. I thought you used him earlier, didn't you?
I did.
You did.
Sorry, yeah.
So,
okay. I'll put the highlights on again, but I had.
No,
that-
I know. I was asking for the highlights. I mean, people could have forgot. That was literally a whole hour ago.
I am going to the Giants.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I am going to the Giants. I say you put him on that front four. Please get out the way. He talked
Well,
about
I mean,
running backs running for their life. I mean, quarterbacks running for their life. But you have the. You know what's crazy, G? I have a defensive player going here, also.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, my whole mindset they signed Clowney. You got another book in.
That's the biggest hype machine I've ever seen in my
True,
freaking life.
True, you playing the Georgia guy. We talking about the Notre Dame guy.
That's a Notre Dame. Hold on.
OWUSU is the last name.
Okay, my bad.
But I just looked up and saw it. I didn't
I
realize. I'm sorry.
apologize, people. Oh, Levio Osu.
What?
How'd you say his name?
Jeremiah
OWUSU.
Yeah.
I don't have iPod.
Okay, you don't have it. All right.
But I just figured with his attributes added to that defense, it will make that defense, just a little bit more, better. You know?
Okay.
Not to say that they were bad last year, 'cause they were pretty damn good last year, but
Right.
Just add a little more firepower to it. That's all.
All right. Next year, I'm going to make sure I have every pick because I don't want to know people's picks before we do it. I want to be surprised, too. But next year, I'll make sure I have it because I want to have all the clips for everything that's everyone's picking. I got you a second, Steve. We'll go here. So I literally have the, let's see. I have them going Jalen Smith here.
Okay.
I think, I'm sorry, Clowney's not the, I think if you got the monster they have going off the end already and you add this guy on the other end, that's a fucking problem. Plus, at this pick, this late in the draft, you can take a chance on Jalen. Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying that, this is a guy who had multiple concussions. He took some time off, and he came back strong. And the guys in the NFL are bigger and stronger and faster. So I don't know, God forbid he catches another concussion. Is his career going to be over?
And that's why you don't use the first round pick. If you're really concerned with that,
right,
you don't use the first round pick.
So I had that there. All right, so he has Browns should take Dalen Moss, Bama linebacker. Call it a win.
I mean,
we all talking defense. I like it though.
Moss, then Christian Barrymore, defensive tackle. Okay, so you just stick with Bama both picks. Okay. Okay.
So, is it my turn or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna take my reach. It's always the first round reach. Everybody
got
their reach,
that
right?
late in the draft, you don't want them to fall to the second round because they're not gonna make it around again.
It's funny because I'm really not even sure that this kid would even be gone in the second round. He actually might still be in the second round, but I personally feel like he fits Cleveland, and I don't think they should risk letting them go around to about the third round.
I got you, Steve.
His name's Damar Hamlin. Right, he plays safety for the University of Pittsburgh. Now, I don't think he's going to be in there because I don't think there's anybody on earth who believes that this guy's a first-round talent. But I love the way he fits, and there's one reason and one reason only. Right, since 2018, I'm sorry, I didn't do the total, so I'll just tell you. In 2018, this safety took 172 of his snaps inside the box. In 2019, he did 174 inside the box. And in 2020, he did 179 snaps in the box, right?
Okay.
He's done a lot of his one-on-one coverages in the slot. 424 times he lined up in the slot this past season. 550 in 2019 and 417 times in 2018. So what I think that if I'm correct that he'll add to this team is their ability to let Denzel Ward lock up more regularly. Like, you won't have to have him sitting in that zone part of the times when he gets beat, right? And you could stick him literally, in my opinion, in place of John Johnson III. You also have Grant Delpit. So if you actually wanted to move Hamlin to the slot, like I said, he's taken over 400 snaps there the last 3 years in a row. Right. You can still slide Grant Delpit or your boy John Johnson right back into the safety position. It's just too versatile of a pick for a defense to me that the weakest point is the secondary. Because in my opinion, I'm sorry, Denzel Ward's the only guy worth his salt back there. And this team played extremely well on defense with it the way it was.
I see the fit.
I think their issue last year was coaching. You had a first-year head coach, and he proved it when he played the Jets. You literally have no wide receivers, and you throw the ball 50 times. I'm sorry. Like, you got
they got wide receivers now.
Wait, now, but I'm saying you got a two-headed monster running back core back there. You run the ball. And against the Jets, I guess with the team being as bad as it was.
And this is solely why I think they should go ahead and reach. Now, if you don't want to reach, fine. Because I'll be honest, I think he will be there in the second round.
You said they have Grady Williams. He also says they cut Sheldon Richardson.
They did.
That was money purposes.
Yeah,
he was getting paid way too much, so that's why. And they just paid John Johnson.
They did.
I mean, John Johnson, $30 million.
Yeah, I know.
And like you say, they still have Grady.
Yeah, Greedy Williams is back there and Grant Delpit. But tell me where else you need to truly improve this team. You got Myles Garrett on one side. You just got the Jadeveon Clowney, who is just going to be there for your third and long situations. Because trust me, they don't need him every down.
No.
Nor does he have the, I guess, competitive nature required to play every down.
Right.
So you won't need him. You got Sheldon Day back there too. I was always a fan of Sheldon Day. And then you got 3 decent linebackers who I don't think you really need to try and improve. And if you were going to, the linebackers that you would replace them with, we've already said are gone to other teams in this particular draft. Taking this kid, if you don't do this now, you better do it in the second round. I think allows for for more fluidity.
Like you said, with a guy that can line up
in the box
he can line up
and
in
over
the
the
slot.
slot
He
that
allows
plays
you to
safety.
do so much things with
exactly.
The
It's the
and
versatility.
They have a great defensive coordinator. Yeah, they truly do. All right, let's keep it going.
Hey, Steve, tell me if I'm crazy or not in the comments while we move on to the next
There
one.
we go. All right, we got number 27th pick right here. We got the Ravens, who just let their offensive tackle go for pennies.
Yeah.
Who you got number 27, G?
Well, I mean, shit. I love his last name, but his game is bar none. You know what I mean? I really feel like he will give the Ravens defense that much more of an elite type of defense.
Okay.
So I went with Wake Forest, Carlos Basham.
Damn it. That dude is a monster. I know I don't have his clip. I was looking for it.
He is a beast.
A beast.
Google his or
Good
YouTube
pick.
his tape.
Good
Telling you,
pick.
beast.
Good pick, man. Good pick there.
It's funny we were all. Well, I mean, if truth, early indication is that he feels the same way about this position. I think we were all looking at the same thing for the Ravens.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah.
But definitely for that.
Not that player. I wasn't.
No,
looking at
yeah,
that
but
player.
I literally had for the Ravens, I had Andre Ocasco going here from Syracuse.
Okay.
I have him here going here, but that is a great. I had him going to another team, but at this pick right here, especially because they lost Judon, I can't even argue that, homie. I cannot argue that. You make me want to change my pick. That's how good that was of a pick at that position. Troy?
So, I think that
he said they will take Basham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jason Owa of Penn State fits just a little bit better.
Okay.
This guy, the true difference in my opinion is that Owa is more of a dirty guy. He's not dirty like, play dirty. I mean, like, he's the get dirty guy. He's the one that doesn't need the individual accolades.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to do whatever he needs to do to make sure that his team is successful each and every single down. There's a little more grit to him. But we're all talking about the same thing. And he's also, kind of a dual threat. He's that slash guy, that defensive end and outside linebacker guy, so you get a little more flexibility and you go from there. But I think we all think that the Ravens are definitely going defense. They're definitely going to put somebody else in the box.
He also says Alex Leatherman or Leatherman.
Leatherwood.
Leatherwood. Yeah.
I got him too, but guess what? Just wait and see.
You gotta go.
Just wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going.
That's funny because I like Leatherwood too.
Yeah,
I got some.
We got the Packers going number 29.
That's 29. We skipped 28.
We got the Saints.
Oh, sorry,
Saints.
I apologize. I skipped them because I took their pick in with the Jets. So we got the Saints at number 28. Who you got, G?
Okay, I'm going defense again for the Saints.
Defense for the Saints. Gotta go defense.
UCLA, Osa.
Yeah, another one of those names.
Adigazua. Osa Adigazua.
I can't say it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I think I said it right.
I ain't gonna try because I'll butcher it, and I mean no disrespect to
But
the man.
he is a beast. Absolute beast. Please tell me you got some tape on him.
Nah.
Ah, damn it.
I just said when I did, I just like give me the top 40. But I said next year I'll be ready. Because they rate people in the 40 just because they're the top pick. but I'll make sure I'll get the picks
Spell his last name?
ahead of time.
ODIGHI
Yeah, there we go.
ZU. You got it?
Yeah, well, I don't got highlights.
Oh.
And even if I did, I can't send them the truth, so it wouldn't matter. But I wanted to see some particular measurables.
Oh man, he
All right, so let me go to my pick while you check that
Nice.
out, and we can come back. All right, so I literally here for the Saints, I had Greg Newsome falling to them here.
Okay.
But obviously, I changed it, but I think they do need some cornerback help. I think because they run the 3-4, I think their front seven is official. I was like, no, they run a 4. It's 3-4. So I think their front seven is official. They got one mean safety and one great corner. I think if you can add another corner to that mix, it'll make that team just that much better.
yeah. I agree.
I think my only problem with Osa was like lack of actual production. Like, he's an interior defensive lineman, right? So a lot of the times you'll find a guy who won't necessarily get 25 tackles, but man, he'll have like an absorbent amount of assisted tackles, and I just didn't see him. So for the Saints, not because he's a bad pick, I would want them to take somebody a little more explosive, somebody who could finish a play,
Okay,
right?
I
That
see
they
what you mean.
initiate, right? Which kind of sucks because for them, most of those guys are gone in our particular mock draft here.
Right.
So I'm cool with them keeping. I can't say that last name, so I'm gonna say Osa. And if not, I was pretty big on Marvin Wilson in Florida State. But again, at this particular point in time, with the condition of their defense, just build the thing.
Yeah.
Build it from the line back,
Right.
and learn to play some defense down there. So I don't think they go wrong either way, in all
I
honesty.
got you, Steve. So Steve says they should go with Ozzie,
Ozzie?
linebacker out of Georgia. I had him
Yeah.
going up.
We
or,
got him already, right? Then we used
I had
him.
him going road to the Giants. That
We used him like 3 times already.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That dude's a beast. And also Joe Tyron from Washington.
Yeah,
DN. But he also said that they
That dude's
lost.
good though.
He is.
They lost Trey Henderson. They also lost Davenport isn't working. And remember, they also lost the guy that the Jets signed. I forgot the guy that the Jets. Oh gosh, was it Hickerson? I'm a Jet fan. I should know. We just took one of the Saints' interior linemen. Oh gosh, a good one. Was it Shackerable or fudge?
I'm not gonna lie, my mind has been so wrapped up on like getting deeper into this draft that I just can't remember these things as we coming along.
The, one of the guys. Let's see, Jets free agent signings 2021. But we just took one of the Saints players. I forgot the guy. He was a defensive tackle. I forgot. Rankins. There you go.
Sheldon?
Sheldon Rankins.
Steve gave it to you?
Yes, he did.
Because I knew he knew as soon as we started struggling. And that's why he should be here.
And that's why he has them going defense here. What I want to do with you, Steve, I want to set up a show. If you said Wednesdays and 9 o'clock is good for you, if we could do that next Wednesday after the draft and talk about the fits and everything and who picked, all that, I think that will be way better. Or if you want to come this one, we could talk. If we could get your mock draft, we'll do that. I got no problem with that. All right, so let's see who we got next.
Who's next?
No, you didn't even do you, Troy. You didn't do your Saints, did you?
No, I did. I
did?
literally
right,
just
so-
finished it.
all
I
right,
told you I liked shoot, I can't believe it. I went on to the next thing now. I completely closed it out. Florida State's interior defensive lineman Marvin Wilson.
Requested to join. All right, so we have the. You couldn't join the line the way I have it. It comes. It would only go through one because
yeah.
we hijacked the link.
Yeah.
But we will have a problem working that out another day when we could just do just IG because we do multiple ones. All right, so we got 29 now. We have the Packers. G.
Okay. Packers. Even though they made it to the playoffs last year, they had another good season.
All on offense. But go ahead.
Still feel like they still need.
They disrespected Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead and say it.
True.
It sounded like he was trying to be nice about it.
True.
They disrespected that man last draft.
They did. But they still need help offensively, just not with the quarterback and not with the wide receivers or running back. They need help with the offensive linemen, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I really feel like they should select, if he's available, Wyatt Davis, offensive guard out of Ohio State.
Yeah. I used him, remember it?
Nice,
Earlier?
yeah,
I used
yeah.
him earlier. I know I did.
So okay. Nice. I'm gonna skip me because I had Surtain falling here, which I know he's not. After listening to this conversations here, but I was going with the best available players. But I agree, you have to you have to make Aaron Rodgers happy here.
Yep.
But
making Aaron Rodgers happy requires an offensive player.
Right. So
I'm talking about like a weapon.
I'll give it over to Troy here because they do need a weapon. So out of the wide receivers, there's a good tight end out of Purdue. Who's available?
What do you mean out of tight ends? Who's available?
No, I mean like offensive weapons. But I just said I remember the tight end from Purdue. I think.
So here's the thing:
good.
they don't need a running back. Even though if you wanted to, I'd be okay with you trying to back up Aaron Jones.
Right.
That's fine, but you should stay out of that world.
Please do. He said
Robert
Packers would
Tonyan.
go offensive line. They'll take Dickerson. He said.
They probably will too. Tonyan was a really good tight end, and he came on dumb late though. Like Robert Tonyan really ain't start shining until after week 8, and I don't care what nobody try to argue about. Behind Robert Tonyan is Mercedes Lewis.
Right.
Now I don't know that I love that, considering that the dude, what's his name? I'm gonna struggle with this one. Pat Fryermuth from Penn State is out there, as well as
I know I have
Briley
his clip.
Moore Jr.
You said Pat, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I got his clip.
It's Fryermuth over at Penn State. And then SMU has the dude that
Here goes Pat's highlights.
All right, let's see Pat right fast.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about.
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's rangy. He kind of owns anything short, and he's quick in his ability to change direction so fast that he could look short and go vertical. That's funny. He just did it.
Yep,
That's
yep.
exactly what I'm talking about. It looks short, and then he just gets upfield just a few steps. Quarterback puts it in the right spot, and he gets it, and he's still in motion, and he's still in running motion. So I feel like a dual tight end system for Aaron Rodgers at this stage in his career is going to look a lot like it did in Tom Brady's years, last a few Super Bowl runs in New England, right? I'm sorry, not few, but those years with Gronk and Hernandez, right?
Right.
Like a dual tight end system might look absolutely beautiful for Aaron Rodgers right now, especially because I don't dislike Allen Lazard. We already know Devontae Adams need to be, and if he's not in your top 3 conversation, don't turn our show off, please. I don't even want to talk to you.
Facts.
And then Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who is the guy who is exceptional when you leave him alone, which is what happens a lot when you have to account for Lazard, Adams, and then this guy.
Right.
Come on, bro. Like, that's how you make your franchise quarterback happy. I feel like you go and grab this guy right here. Yeah. And if you don't get him for whatever strange reason, somebody grabs him first, Kyle Granson and SMU, I believe, is the backup. But you go get this man an explosive tight end. You'll make him very happy. He don't need no O-lineman. He could use some defenders, but we saw that they kind of need to give him another weapon, one more weapon, and I believe that they play in the Super Bowl instead of Tampa Bay.
I feel you.
Okay.
So he says Tooney would be sitting right there. Was it
Tony would be sitting right there, wouldn't he?
Condundus, K-A-D-A.
K-A-D.
I-U-S, Tooney. He says sitting right
Yeah, you spelled that wrong because they ain't even come up for me.
Let's see.
K-A-D.
It's K-A. Let's just a second. All right, so.
Because the chat happening fast.
K-A-D-A-R-I-U-S. Last name T-O-N-E-Y. Wide receiver. And
Tony.
Tony.
From Florida.
Sorry, there you go.
You said Tooney.
He did say Tooney. I'm
I
like,
did.
wait, what?
I really did.
As I'm talking, I'm like, is he talking about the
Steve
kid
said,
from Florida?
Scanley is too, because he is, because he'll drop.
But
the
that's
ball
why
every
he.
once in a while.
But that's why he need to be by himself. Yeah. I mean, that was the point I was trying to make, Steve. Like, the point is, when you have to focus on the fact that they got a dual tight end attack going on with Adams and what was damn it, Steve? I got too excited. Lazard, right on the other side, right there. That's 4. That's 4 of your 5 DBs, right? And you're gonna want to double team Adams, which means you leave Scantling on the weakest link. Valdez-Scantling against the weakest link looks great.
He gonna run right by.
Exactly. It looks great,
right
bro. Like, that's what you want. You don't want to give up the guy. He's too damn cheap. You know, what you going to do, get rid of him and have to pay somebody top dollar? No, that's not how you build a team. You know that. So I think another vertical tight end, especially because you have no chance at Pitts, it comes in, what is his name, Fryermuth or Granson at SMU.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right, we're getting down to the bottom here. Bills number 30.
Oh man, this is a team that don't need much either.
At all.
I need to hear this.
Listen, I did some digging, man.
Okay.
I mean, like when I say digging,
You got to. That team is built pretty well.
stacked.
They built pretty damn good.
So I thought about offense, thought about the defense, went through the whole thing. I just stuck with the offense, and I found this right guard. His name is Quinn Menorez out of Wisconsin Whitewater.
Okay. Yes. They making. I haven't seen the kid. I'll be honest. I've never seen this kid play. They making a big They making big noise about
Yes,
him.
they are.
He's that good.
What's the name again?
Quinn Menorez.
Right.
MEINO.
I'm gonna check him out.
MEINERZ.
I got you, Steve.
Yeah, I was about to say you gonna want to see what Steve. Steve watches a lot of FCS football.
Well, no, he was talking about what's the name. Your comments when you were saying if you're left in coverage, what does that say?
That you streaky. you kind of suck.
I know that was his rebuttal to you.
Yeah.
Why-
I hope y'all all laughed at him being that sarcastic because this is literally what we do.
No, I know.
Every
I've
day.
seen it. I've seen
every
it,
day. This
I've
is
seen
what
it
we
in
do.
person, so I know. That is why this is good.
And that's why I say, if you think I'm good, you guys only tune in when Truth tells you he coming. Tune in.
Yeah. So when let Steve catching up on that pick right there. He can give us some information about the guy. I literally had Carlos Basham going here. And the only reason why I said that is, as much as I hated to fucking do this, okay? If they did have a weakness, it was in their linebacker core with injuries.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
So, if you can pick at the 30th pick, which is pretty much the first or the second round, if you're going to grab anybody, I think Carlos Basham was the person that they should grab at that position. Because of that's the only issues they had. They had 2 or 3 linebackers get hurt last year. So if you had somebody, you had some extra bullets you could throw in that cylinder, especially a young one who you don't have to rush him out there.
Didn't they do that already? Didn't they get Tyler Matakevich, a linebacker?
I'm not sure. You might have. I don't follow them too tough. They in my division. But they might have. But I know a couple of them here. He has Nick Bolton. Oh, shit. Man, stop playing with me, man. Nick Bolton from Missouri. I forgot about him. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
I forgot about him
He
too.
said, "Oh, damn it."
All
Don't
right.
you hate that? And this is why I didn't want to. I didn't want to put players with teams because then you forget. Like,
Yes, you do. You know what? Hold on. Maybe we could do a full 7th round pick or something. Gotta get Steve up here, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get something.
7th round, he'd be the only one with real information. I'll tell you that
maybe
much.
we could do, because we do the first round. Maybe we could do a second, third, or fourth, second and third, because that's what they do the second day. The second day they do the second and third round draft. You talk to Steve, see if he's available for the second and third round, and we could get him in here, and we could get that. Especially those players that that are slipping or
Diamond
that are
in the
good,
roughs.
but they're not first round talent. All right, so that I got Basham going here. Troy, who you got? Bills 30th.
All right, so I'm not really clear on the rules, right? I don't know what it is I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do, right? Because I was saying I was just here for fit, right? So I personally think that the fit here is to trade it.
To trade it,
Yeah,
okay.
to go back into the second round
Because they don't need
and
right,
get
they
some
don't
more.
need anything.
They don't need this level talent right now. I was looking somewhere where there's one of the pundits were saying that they should get a defensive end. I guess you could replace Jerry Hughes, but you're not doing anything with Mario Addison. Ed Oliver's still in the middle over there, and Vernon Butler. So, to me, it's like you're doing it for what? You get more value if you back up and get 2 or 3 decent pieces that will shore up, any.
Would you trade
weaknesses.
that for next year's pick, or would it be this year's draft? Because like you said, right now they don't need anything. So if I trade that now, then I could get something from you higher.
Well, let's be clear. You never say you don't need anything.
Agree.
You could have been 16-0. You still gonna need something, right?
True.
That's just the day in free
They
agency,
need a
right?
running
You'll
back,
lose
I'll tell
something.
you that. But
Devin Singletary wasn't that bad, and Zach Moss is the one that can't stay healthy,
Yeah,
right?
they
So
need a running
they got a little 1-2 punch going. So as far as running backs goes, the only thing that's really left is Chris Evans, Michigan,
depends on who we pick,
Trey
'cause
Sermon.
We said Etienne, we said Harris.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
then we said,
You got Michael
Wilson. So
Michael Carter,
one out
Khalil
of the two is gonna
Herbert,
be
right?
One out of the 3 is going to be available.
Steve never answered me about Puka Williams. I like Puka Williams. I want to know what he got to say about
Let's
Puka
know what you
Williams in
think about
Kansas.
that, Steve.
So here, in all honesty, if you're gonna give me multiple picks, yeah, give me one later. I'll even take a third. Like at this point, if you're gonna give me a second next year, that's fine. Right?
Next year,
Yeah. I'll take a third
like
this
that.
year for a second next year because I don't need this value. I don't. But if I was going to take this value, yeah, I would probably use it on the defensive end to replace Hughes, and it'd probably be the kid in Miami, Phillips. I was looking to see if I wanted to walk that back a little bit because I was, as we were talking, and I was thinking about other players that I just wasn't thinking about.
Right.
But I don't think that I'm gonna walk it back because I already used Owa, and then. That's it. Yeah, I don't see nobody else that I would.
That's why this pick at this number was freaking hard,
Yeah,
man.
there's just so many players available, and teams like obviously they're this far back, they're already good, and especially with the Bills not really needing much. All right, Chiefs number 31.
All right, so we threw.
Nah, the Chefs got out of that pick. That's Baltimore's
That's
now
Baltimore's
for that
pick
for
now.
that
You're
for
right.
that tackle.
That's why I didn't finish it off.
Mhm. Baltimore got that pick now
Baltimore's
for that
back
tackle.
in the pick, so we got Baltimore
And they
31.
going wide receiver.
Well, you got to skip me.
Yeah, because you wasn't ready.
Yeah,
right?
Nah, I wasn't
It's a
ready.
trade. It's a trade.
I picked for the Chiefs, but at least
I was blank on this too. I ain't
So
gonna
what
front.
did you pick for the Chiefs though? Let us know what you picked for the Chiefs.
I picked Alex Leatherwood,
Okay, you went Leatherwood.
left
I went
tackle.
Jackson here.
You went Jackson.
Well, I mean, it was the offensive tackle, the best available offensive tackle, because again, when you got Mahomes running for his freaking life, but they already.
Oh, so
took
you
care
guys
of
both did the pick for KC.
that. Yeah, I did the pick
Yeah.
for KC, but I said it slipped my mind. Well,
Yeah.
not slipped, but
Yeah,
I forgot
Baltimore
to
got the
correct
pick
it.
now. So
Okay, you
here-
ready for the Puka?
Yeah, what do you say about Puka?
I said Puka Williams is a late day 2 luxury pick for a team that has a
Luxury
system in place where he doesn't need to be the guy immediately.
All right, so that means he wouldn't like Puka for Buffalo then,
All right.
because
Well, I mean, that would
Buffalo
be,
would
well,
essentially
that would
need
be,
him,
Like you said, he doesn't have to play right now.
but he would have to play. Zach Moss can't stay healthy, and you can't give the ball to Devin Singletary every single down.
Good point.
So we talking about at least 150 touches. Like that's what I was asking the question for. That's what I wanted to know.
I mean, in that case, you would have to put Puka there.
You could probably put him in Baltimore. You can stick Puka, but again,
They already got
Puka's out of the conversation because, like Steve said, it's not even a first round pick.
Right.
I just like Puka. I like what I saw from Puka when I saw him play.
Right.
That was just it.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right. So
all right.
Baltimore, who you got, man?
So I'm giving Baltimore a wide receiver, but the one I was gonna give him was Terrence Marshall out of LSU. You got anything on Terrence
Nah, I don't
Marshall?
have Terrence.
All right. So the thing about Terrence Marshall was Mr. Marshall was kind of tucked behind Jamar Chase a couple years ago. And this year, everybody fell in love with Devontae Smith.
Hold on, what's his name again?
Terrence Marshall Jr.
Boom.
Oh, this guy.
Hat.
All right.
As soon
So
as you said LSU, I was like, I do have him.
yeah. All right. So here's the thing about Terrence Marshall, right? I don't think he wows anybody, right? But consistency in an offense that is, trying to fix a kind of weird quarterback situation. I'm gonna call it weird because I don't want to be disrespectful. But it's a team that's kind of built in two ways at the same time, right? So when you get Lamar Jackson to be able to connect on medium routes, then you give him the ability to run. And when he can't connect on medium routes, he loses the ability to run. And I think that's what we see in the playoffs every time we see him fall apart in the playoffs. Right. They're just taking away his ability to throw the ball medium. All right? We know he could gun it, but he guns it, in my opinion, with very little accuracy. Right? He basically puts enough air under the ball for somebody to run under it. And we're seeing right now Marshall do that. Like you just saw right now Marshall do it. So the thing that I did like about Marshall is usually when you are the guy, or there's the next play. That's exactly what I was going to. When you are the guy overshadowed by another guy, you're usually really good at catching a ball in medium situations.
Facts.
So if you could get Lamar
keep the
Jackson,
chains moving.
exactly. When you could get Lamar Jackson a target over the middle, because I don't care what nobody say, Sammy Watkins only going to play like 6 games this season,
Facts.
maybe 6 to 8 games this weekend. Marquise Brown is a one-trick pony. So get this kid.
Look at that catch.
Yeah. Get this kid, allow Lamar to throw it medium, make the linebackers stay back 5 to 7 yards so Lamar could eat him alive. Because from 5 to 7 yards away, when he approaches the line of scrimmage, he's got more than enough space to shake you out your shoes, and you know he's going to do it. So I just
got you,
feel like
Steve.
wide receiver was there.
I got you, Steve.
All right, Steve, what we got? We got Steve.
All right, so Steve says the Ravens will take their replacement for Judon or Orlando Brown. and with that second pick, he was like Marshall was who he had going to Jacksonville to help Lawrence out.
Okay.
And here he was like Justin Jefferson didn't work. Anyone playing next to Chase, and he did it up again in Minnesota. So he said, like you said, everyone was saying Jefferson, and he tore it up in Minnesota. For Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even think about the other guy.
Yeah, you didn't at all.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, double coverage, triple coverage, short game, long game. The man just was catching balls. He balled out this year. He definitely did. But nah, that dude, like you said, as soon as you said LSU, I was like, oh no, I got him.
But I agree with all three.
I remember him.
I agree with all three.
I remember. All right, so we got the Super Bowl champions. I don't have this pick, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just shut my mouth up in this one here. So the 32nd pick overall, we have the Super Bowl champions who are pretty much returning almost everybody, if not everybody. That was their number one goal, bringing everybody back. Who you got, sir?
Well, I mean, just when you thought they couldn't really add any more firepower to their defense, they got Antoine Smith Jr., son of the Vikings' great safety or cornerback back in the early late 90s, early 2000s or whatever.
Right.
So why not sign Asante Samuel son, Asante Samuel Jr.? Figured that was a good pick.
Shit, Nate just straight cooked him motherfucker.
But other than that, he's good. Troy.
Buy an offensive lineman here. I was trying to see who I still had left. I was trying to do a quick count, so forgive me for not paying attention. Probably Jackson Carman and Clemson, I think, is still out there for us. And Dylan Radunes at North Dakota State is still out there. Did we use Tevin Jenkins at Oklahoma State? Either way, let me run off this Tampa Bay roster. Forget the offense. Let me just run off this roster. Tell me where you find the weakness. Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, right? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller. We expect that they're going to bring back Antonio Brown, right? You got Gronk and O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate at tight end. Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Ryan Jensen, Alex Kappa, and Tristan Wirfs, who was one of my favorite offensive linemen that come out of the draft last year. You got Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, William Gostin. Then you got Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin White, who, if you ask me, outplayed Levante David all year last year, and still Levante David, right? Shaq Barrett, Carlton Davis, Anton Whitfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead, and Sean Murphy-Bunting. You ain't putting nobody nowhere else. So whoever you drafted at this spot, not making your starting lineup.
Nah.
So just pocket an offensive lineman.
I was going to say that, Steve.
What was you going to say? What did Steve say that you was going to say?
He said they would shock everybody and pick a quarterback.
Yo, they probably will.
That's all.
Shit.
If you're going to do anything, Tom, hey, you brought him back.
Who is it though, Steve? Who is it?
But
who's the quarterback?
One of those guys that you were saying take a
Shane Buechele, Jamie Newman.
In that situation to sit behind Tom Brady for another year or so, please sign me up for that one.
Oh man, yeah, that would be.
Not to mention you might catch a free ring too. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You said Davis Mills is the long shot
at Stanford. Yeah,
but it will probably be Trask, Kyle.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
And that's when he said, I was like, it might be quarterback here. If you're gonna reach, this is the place to reach, because with all the, like you said, the Chicago Bears, the hungry quarterback teams who don't want to reach in the first round, might think they're going to sneak in the second round and get one of those guys, and Tampa takes them here. I totally agree.
Where the Bears picking again?
Oh, God. It was the 20th.
Yeah.
The Bears were 20th?
20.
Yeah, that's too high to reach for one of those guys, because you do need other help.
But they're in that mid-range.
No. I was trying to figure out if the Bears would want to jump back into the first round for a chance at one of those quarterbacks, but
they better do something.
Nah,
that's a hike of a trade up.
Yeah, I'm saying
they
would definitely lose pick 52, but then 52 wouldn't be enticing to Tampa Bay. That's too far back for Tampa.
Yep.
So, Steve may be right, and I swear to you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's solely my fault that Steve isn't here. And if you've been paying attention this whole time, you could tell Steve know what he's talking about.
Facts.
I watch a lot of college football, and I think that's what makes me as good at this as people say that I am, is because I truly like college football more than I like NFL football. Those kids are still trying to make it to another level. You'll get more grit and heart out of them than you'll get from an NFL player most of the time. NFL players get paid, and they are prideful. You know, they want to be the best, so they're gonna play hard. But the college kids, you know, they got the carrot in front of them.
Steve,
so,
stop playing with me, Steve.
So
Stop doing that, homie. Stop
when I tell you about Steve, you know, this dude has texted me on the phone at 3:00 in the afternoon on a fucking Tuesday, talking about, yo, the Division III playoffs is on. I'm like, what? Mount Union about to lose. I'm like, what? And I turn on the TV. I'm like, first of all, why are you watching this? How'd you know this was on? How did you not know it was on? Like, that's how he responds to me. So, like, if anybody know, you know, what's happening at these smaller schools, it's going to be Steve. What did he just say that got you so excited?
He said, don't be surprised if this is the spot the Jets trade up into.
The Jets, right? That would make sense.
That would make
sense.
Like, and I was saying, this is the in the
because Tampa would love to just go back two spots.
Lying. They don't need anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll
still get that quarterback.
Yeah,
exactly. If that's what they're going to do,
pick up another pick in there. But the Jets, if the Jets don't pick 2 cornerbacks and 2 offensive linemen, I'm gonna slap the shit out of somebody. I'm telling you. I mean, at least 2 offensive linemen.
Oh, and you could trade, as of last year, you could trade compensatory picks as well, too, right?
Yep.
Ooh. That might be some help for my
Steelers. You know what?
I think
they
we got
pick
3
up
of
an extra
them.
3rd round because they traded.
That's what I was looking at, because I was going to say, if the Jets give up another 3rd round and they give up pick 34.
No, you ain't giving 34.
No. Well, if you want to get the 32, you will.
Well, you pick,
but you're giving a compensatory pick. Plus the second pick of the 2nd round to get back in the 1st round. As a matter of fact, I'm asking too little. That's too little of a price.
That is the 2nd round. I don't think they'll give 34. They might.
You can't get a compensatory pick until the 3rd round. So the 3rd round pick, I'm trying to see. I'm looking right now to see. I don't think the Jets have a 3rd round compensatory pick, but I thought they had one.
They got it from. They just got it from Darnold because of the Darnold.
Oh, they got it from the Darnold trade.
From the Darnold trade.
Okay, so then they have a compensatory pick. You give up the I don't know if it's the 3rd or 4th round pick, but you give it up. And you give up pick 34 to get pick 32. And that's I honestly don't even think you're paying enough for 32. Let's see what Steve said that if we got a few more seconds. We done had these people in front of their computers for 3 hours, so you know, I don't think nobody cares. We all football junkies, right? We tap the vein for some football.
Facts.
There you go.
Right? We tap the vein
for
some football.
Let's see, draft order, not draft picks. I want to see.
I got it up here.
Where do we pick?
Hold on. Let me isolate
said Jets second. Yeah, we need second. Okay. Hold on, Steve.
All right, so the Jets are second. They are 23. They are 34.
56,
they are
right?
66.
66. I would give the 66 up.
And then they're 86 from Seattle. Then 107, 146. From the Giants, you got 154. And then you got 186. I guess
that's from the Williams trade.
Your compensatory pick is the 6th round. That's not.
Okay,
Ain't no value in that.
All right, so he says the Jets secondary is going to be one of the surprises in 2021. Bryce Hall, Bless Austin, Marcus May, and Austin Davis fit the new system perfectly. Now, Austin Davis, to me, I want to ask you a question, especially I got 2 guys here. You guys tell me this. What do you think about moving Austin Davis to corner? Now, this is a track star. So we're talking about a guy, we're not worried about speed. And in college, he always stuck the tight end, and he did play a little corner. If the Jets decide to go a different route, you are unable to get one of the top cornerbacks, you just pick an offensive lineman at 23. All right? And with a later pick, you can pick one of the other cornerbacks. Steve, let me know what you think that. All right, so he says if you jump from 34 to 32, you give up a day 3 pick, and Tampa moves back and still gets the guy they have high on their board.
Yep. Exactly. There's no lose.
It's moving 2 picks. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving up the
world
gonna
give up another
to
pick,
move 2 picks.
I was going to say, it's not going to be an even exchange. You're not swapping.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to be even, but
you got to give something else. I still think that 6th round compensatory pick ain't got enough value in it for that. You got to give me something better than that. Give me the Giants pick. They got that one pick from the Giants.
Now that it hit my brain, if you are moving up, you would have to give that 32nd pick away. But it'll have to be something else. No, he said no. Keep Davis where he is. Okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Davis is like a slot linebacker anyway.
With Austin Davis, no, he's not that.
Oh, you
big.
said Austin Davis?
Yeah, Austin Davis, the safety. That guy bleeds football.
It's actually Ashton Davis.
Ashton Davis. I apologize.
That's why you threw me off. I'm like,
yeah. But him and May back there is a fucking problem. I'll tell you that right now. And May showed his wealth. If they don't get that man a contract before the start of the season, I'm gonna be upset.
Yo, you couldn't ask for nothing better than Marcus May after getting rid of or letting Jamal Adams.
Right, and for him to show up like that,
you couldn't ask for nothing better than Marcus
and just sign his his franchise tag. Sign that franchise tag without a problem.
Yeah,
he ain't the headache Jamal is.
Yeah,
he bleeds football.
Look. Jamal can be as much of a headache as you want. That man's a difference maker when he ain't hurt. He just killed me because he he reminds me of Bob Sanders. He'll run into a wall. And then you lost him for 3 games because his shoulder hurt. So you ever notice there's always an upper body injury with that guy too?
Yeah.
That just tells you how hard he hit, right? It's always an upper body injury. So,
all right, well that's our first round mock round draft. I want to thank everybody for chilling with us for the 3 hours and 10 minutes. But
very informative though. I mean, we got a lot in.
When you get football guys together, this is how it goes. This is definitely how it goes. He said Marcus May is going to be a Pro Bowler in this system. Yes, he is, because he will be able to play his position. He will not be asked to come up to the line, to do this, to do that. I definitely think he will definitely go this year. He'll be one of the top picks, definitely in this system, because it's built for him. It's built for Davis. It is definitely built for those guys back there.
Mm-hmm.
And Davis is a guy who has the speed, but he doesn't mind tackling, which means you can have Marcus May just sit back there and pick passes off all day long, because that's what he'll be back there doing. So again, what's name held up? I think they switched it with IG, because IG held us for the entire time, and I got flagged in YouTube because of the clips, but I was going to show them anyway. I don't care. And on YouTube and on Facebook, we rocked the entire time. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Steve, thank you very much. We're going to see when we can get you up here. And we want to push, we want to promote it. But again, I don't know about G. I'm good if y'all want to do a second and third round to get Steve up here before the draft on Thursday.
Huh?
He said, I don't know about G. You sitting right here.
I mean, shoot, man.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna give him a try. I don't know how he feels about it.
Like, I don't know about you. Like, he's sitting right
hey, I'll dig into the
just let me know.
Dig into the crates
look at my
for a
schedule.
second and third round. Because the draft is Thursday, so if you could do that Wednesday, let us know, Steve. I didn't even have to ask Troy. Troy, a football junkie, so he'll definitely be able to do it. So if you can do it, let us know. We'll go. He also says Carl Lawson was one of the best free agent signings in the offseason. Listen, let me explain something about Lawson.
Oh boy,
man-child.
Oh,
Like,
I thought you guys would do one of your extreme
no, I was
exaggerations.
going to do extreme
I thought so.
Yeah, I was like, here comes the exaggeration.
I literally saw this man take one of the Pro Bowlers with one arm and move him like it was like me just moving this mic. That's how easy he moves.
Trust me, it requires a lot of strength, but don't oversell it. You know, long arm is a technique taught.
No, it
like
is,
it's
but I'm
supposed
saying
to be one arm.
Right,
The
yeah.
whole point is to keep the other
You're
one free.
talking about a guy who led the league in quarterback hits and quarterback pressures.
Yeah.
And then you put him in the mix with Rankins, who can stay healthy as a monster. And then Leonard Williams, not Leonard Williams. Oh,
You
God.
miss him, don't you?
Winning Williams.
He
Williams.
misses him.
Yeah.
Quentin Williams. Yo, could you imagine in a fourth
Quentin
week having
Williams.
Leonard Williams and Quentin Williams lining up next to each other? Which we
No,
had.
yeah. I can't, yeah.
Nick,
Yeah, man.
me and Troy at
and won
our
2
7-2
games.
speed will
And
be
won 2
getting
games.
sacks around the defensive tackle. I said,
When you got to double those two,
yeah,
right?
when you got a double. So, and what you are saying, the Jets are set as far as defensive tackle. I'm talking about my team, so you guys talk about your team. We get out of here.
Yeah.
The defensive line is monster scary. And we're talking about the guys coming off the bench because you still have Fukasi. You have Franklin Myers. So that defensive line is stacked. So you got Lawson coming from one end, and we didn't even talk about the long tooth guy, Curry. who might still have 1 or 2 sacks in him coming off the edge. So defensive line is stacked. Y'all guys talk about y'all. He says, I'm in for Wednesday. All right, let's do second, third round. Let's do it.
All right. Back to homework.
Yeah, right. What you got? You got any closing words for your Giants?
I mean, shoot. I just really hope that you know, because the pick that I picked for the Giants at 11.
Right. You switched it already. But
I switched it like 4 or 5 times since the last 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? But
I want that guy. No, I want that guy.
It's like I'm in Toys R Us. I mean,
you got that much stuff at that pick, man.
It's just that, and I understand what you was talking about with the offensive lineman that we already have. I agree. I just like to have all those other offensive linemen in the back pocket.
Okay.
But I also understand where you're coming from with, okay, well, you got that already. You know, add some more firepower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At 11. Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping the Giants do. And I hope they add that firepower. I mean, if they do go with the offensive lineman, I mean, it depends what offensive lineman. I can't be too mad. If they do decide to go defensive lineman, I really won't be mad because that rotation is everything. I'm never mad about. I'm a lineman guy. I coach linemen.
Y'all done on the defensive line, man.
I'm just saying, like you gotta have that rotation, and you can.
I just talked about mine, so I understand you want to do yours. So
but you can get that in the other round too. So I understand that concept too. So if they go with the firepower with the offensive,
Steve agrees with you, G. He says they need to fix their offensive line.
Well, yeah, but if
they could trade up later in the round, then they would get Rashawn Slater.
That's who I picked for number 1.
Right.
But see, I like him, man. But if they go wide receiver, you know what I mean? Like if Waddle's there or
that's a beast. He's underrated. I'm sorry.
If because we already got somebody that can take the top off the field with Ross. His speed alone is insane.
Not even that. The guy you already had, Slayton.
Slayton too, yeah. Both I can picture it now. You got 2 slot guys there, right? Or don't forget Shepard. Shepard, to me, he's more of a
He's more worried about taking photos with his girl. But go ahead.
Oh, come on, man. Man in love, man.
Let me ask you this question. It's just a clarification question. You cool with a receiver being able to take the lid off the defense as a decoy, or you want to really be able to pop the top on the defense?
More as a decoy.
Okay, then you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like more as a decoy.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, because like Shepard to me, I mean, he's not that guy that could take the lid off
that middle.
He's a possession guy. You know what I mean? He's a possession receiver, and he'll get that first down. He knows where that marker is. He knows the round tree like that. Same thing with Galladay. Galladay, you know what I mean? Like he's a possession guy, but he can take the lid off the.
That dude's a problem. If he can stay healthy, he's a freaking problem.
But that's what I'm saying.
But then you could double back in the draft and get Brown from North Carolina as a decoy. Like I said, Brown's good for 40, 42 catches this season.
I agree with that too.
But he's gonna take the lid off defense. My reason for wanting to give you guys Smith was he can literally take the lid off the defense. Like every down. Take the lid off the defense.
Said I felt the breeze off the TV.
Exactly. Right. You did say that. I personally feel like the adding Smith to the Giants, Daniel Jones can throw the ball downfield.
Yes, he can.
And you get that kid deep. Like I'm talking about a kid that's, I believe in his rookie year can have 70 to 80 catches, and I'm thinking 40, 50 of them more than 20 yards.
Right.
We're not faking this, is what the Giants are telling the league. We're not faking this. We will take the top off your defense when we feel like it. To me, I feel like your offensive line is good enough to be what it is. Just get that. And then double back into the 3rd and 4th round and get your line.
Steve said wide receiver doesn't matter if you can block. If you can't block.
You made a comparison.
But they blocked. Steve, knock it off. They blocked very well towards the end of the season. They blocked very well towards the end of the season. They gelled. They gelled.
Sure did.
Steve's thinking it's just the teams they were playing at that time.
But
he definitely wants some
let me go back to that schedule.
I'm not making a comparison like with Daniel Jones and Jackson from Baltimore. Okay. But you brought up a deal where if you got the linebackers playing like 7 yards, 12 yards deep or whatever, because you got that one wide receiver that you kind of got to keep an eye on. You got now you got that kind of a dangerous quarterback situation with Daniel Jones because he can run the ball too.
Yeah.
Well, I already told you what I think the Giants' best.
He led the team in rushing 1, 2,
He
3,
damn sure
4
did.
games, 5 games out of last season. He was the leading rusher.
He was running
1,
for his
2,
life. Maybe that's
3,
why.
4, 5. Yeah,
But
5.
I already told you, I thought the best pick the Giants did was picking Booker.
Yeah.
That was the best.
A lot of Giant fans don't like that. I'm gonna tell you why.
He's
Because
a complete clone to Saquon.
to Saquon, but
which fits that offensive system. So if he doesn't come back full blown, or he has to be spared, he doesn't come back 100%. You got a clone.
But a lot of Giant fans, they wanted to keep Wayne Gallman. He signed with the 49ers last week.
He be all right.
But
Yeah.
I'm at peace with it. I mean, and I know Gallman.
If memory serves me correctly, Steve didn't even like that. Steve's a 49er fan. You guys didn't know. I don't think he wasn't even thrilled about Gallman. He was just like, oh, well. Like, that was really like,
well,
okay,
I mean,
we got Gallman, so what?
Gallman's a good back, man. He proved what he could do with the Giants. The Giants just didn't give him enough time to do it. They stuck a running back right in front of him when he signed Saquon. I
Go
mean,
ahead, Steve, I can't wait to see you on Wednesday again, baby.
Oh, please. Tell Steve to blow it out his
He
tubing
said
burgers.
Giants got better once Judge took over the line and sat Hernandez.
Okay.
Jones' problem was he
and got
had
rid of
pressure,
Colombo.
at high percentage.
All right. So look, man. Look, Steve. Listen. Week 12. All right, so he got a little bit of a point, right? Because let me tell you why. I keep saying this offensive line gel, right? So this is the last 6 weeks of the season. They beat Cincinnati 19-17.
Seattle.
They beat Seattle 17-12. They beat Arizona. I mean, they lost to Arizona 26-7. Lost to Cleveland 20-6. Lost to Baltimore 27-13. But beat Dallas 23-19 at the end of the season. Looking at those 6 teams, that none of those defensive lines it really scared me. Not even Baltimore's. Baltimore's more linebacker heavy than defensive line. Cleveland had the realest defensive line of that
Well,
list.
2 players. They had Sheldon and I forgot their defensive end, the monster.
And plus, that was a game that Daniel Jones played in. He was hurt though still.
Yeah, he definitely played. He threw for 252 yards.
Yeah.
So,
Running for his freaking life. Yeah.
hey man, 252 yards. Yeah, people. I know we in love with 300 yards. 300 yards is what we want to call a bench line. 300 yards is hard, man. It doesn't happen a lot. 300 yards is not. 300 yards is hard. It's hard. 250 is great.
And I don't think there was like a handful of games where he threw over 300 yards.
No.
His normal play card
Actually,
was at
he
least
didn't
a
at
little
all.
shade over 200
He
yards.
loves down the field,
Yeah.
baby. He loves down the field. All right, Steelers, bring us home.
All right, my team sucks this year.
Don't say that.
Nah, man, we lost way too much. I'll tell you, this is what I feel. I feel like 8-9, 9-8 is gonna be where we're gonna be at. I'm praying for 9-8 because Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. He's finished 8-8 a couple times, but he's never had a losing season. It's a 17-week, season this year, so that means ain't no 50-50 seasons no more. Right?
Yeah.
You got to have a winning season or a losing season. So I hope he has a winning season. I think we're gonna see Chase Claypool take a step back. I think Juju Smith-Schuster needs to take a step up. And he wanted to come back. I didn't think that the Steelers should give him any money to come back. They got a favorable deal to bring him back because he wanted to stay. Now I need to see it. Starting Benny Snell Jr. at running back is something that makes my stomach hurt. It literally gives me agita because I've seen this guy, no, seriously. I've seen this guy torch defenses, and then I've seen him completely not show up. McFarland Jr. is not ready. Kalen Ballage is now, in the back pocket somewhere, and we saw Kalen Ballage could be a little streaky as well. I don't have extremely high hopes for the Steelers. It's going to be the same thing it was 2 years ago when Ben was hurt, in my opinion, where the defense is going to hold us in a lot of games, and if old man Roethlisberger could put us over the top, we'll be great. I do love Deontay Johnson and Ray McCloud, though, in space. Deontay Johnson does more of what Antonio Brown used to do for the Steelers. Right. He doesn't do it like Antonio Brown, obviously, right? But if we can get Ray McCloud to keep that energy underneath, Juju to be effective over the middle again, we'll definitely have Chase Claypool stretch the field. We might be all right. But I'm not gonna. I wouldn't put no money on the Steelers even making it to the playoffs. I think that it's Cleveland's division in Baltimore is gonna get the wild card.
All right.
Okay.
So Steve ended this up. Steve said 300 yards usually happens when when the team is losing.
Which that's what I'm saying.
But not all the time, but some. And he's right. He's right. Usually when the team's behind, and I'm sorry, no disrespect, and that's why I always said I wasn't too gun-ho on that whole trade for Deshaun Watson situation. Trade, 7 years of first-round picks for a guy who threw 5 million yards, but it was all from behind because the team was behind from the first minute of the quarter. The team already scored. So that guy destroyed that team and traded away all the talent, and they allowed it to happen.
What's his name again? The old Penn State guy?
O'Brien.
Yeah, O'Brien. Oh,
Yeah,
that
they
guy
allowed
sucked.
that man to deplete that team of talent. So again, thanks again, y'all, for chilling out with us for the 3.5 hours. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, looks like we will be here Tuesday at 9 p.m. to go over the second and third round picks. We look forward to you, Steve. Y'all guys let me know what y'all want. I'll make sure I have it. Thanks for tuning in. Last words, anything?
Oh.
Watch college football. Tired of y'all not watching college football.
Let the games begin. Football season is upon us. Let's go.
Yes, it is. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thanks.